Wow, I'm so happy to have you guys here today. I'm so happy to have you guys here today. My name is John Oladokun Opeyemi. John Oladokun Opeyemi. I know you must have heard that name, seeing the flyer somewhere, maybe across your status, or maybe on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or WhatsApp, everywhere, because we made sure we did proper advertisement for this event. It's so amazing to have you guys here today. So this is the first session at this event, the Digital Business Summit 2021. This is the first session. As you can see, the theme, it says building a profitable online business and career around your skills and knowledge in the 21st century. Super glad to have you guys here tonight. So I'll want a quick thing before we get into the events of the day. I want you to, as we're talking right here, I want you to share as much information as you share about the events on your social media, on your WhatsApp, as you share the link. Also share it using the hashtag DBS2021. Hashtag DBS2021. Hashtag DBS2021. Amazing, amazing. So we have 46 people in the room. Let's get to it. Yes, so I'm going to share my slides right about now. Thank you. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. So today I'll be talking on the theme freelancing in 2021. Freelancing in 2021. Yes, freelancing in 2021. However, before we get started, I want to give an expose. I want to give an expose on the theme of this event. It says building a profitable online business and career around your skills and knowledge in the 21st century. I know a lot of us who join this event, some of us are business persons, some of us have different businesses. And I remember sharing it in the groups for everyone to tell us exactly what their expectations are. And I'm here to remind you and to promise you that every one of your expectations in this event, it shall be actualized. Because everything that you actually wrote out, everything you expect, either you're a freelancer, you're a remote worker, you're a content creator, you're an architect, you're a business person, you're a digital marketer, everything we'll be talking about, everything all through this seminar, all through this summit. This summit actually lasts for 2 days, today and tomorrow, and we have 4 speakers. Amazingly, my mentor has given me the go-ahead that is going to be joining us very soon. So, building a profitable online business and career around your skills and knowledge in the 21st century. Okay, so quick introduction. The internet is a gold mine. I want you guys to know this. The internet is a gold mine. You see, these days, a lot of people don't know that there's a whole lot of things that actually happens on the internet. Many people don't know, but the internet actually is a gold mine. These days you find a lot of people online talk about how celebrities, right, charge a whole lot of money, and then how exactly do they make their money? But this is what we're going to be explaining in today's seminar. So as I said, the internet is a gold mine. There are many opportunities on the internet that could change people's lives forever. I am a beneficiary of this, that it has changed. It has changed my life. Every day I'm always grateful for the fact that I came across people and mentors in the internet space that has impacted my life, for me to have grown up to this point, to be able to talk about building internet businesses, many internet businesses. So there are many opportunities on the internet that could change your life. And maybe you're a freelancer, or maybe you're a business owner, or maybe you have a kiosk, you have a shop, you have something. Listen to me. Every business, right? Virtually every business, you can have it online. These days, we have physical shops, right? People open their kiosks in a place, and then they don't have people who are going to buy their products. But you find out that in this same day, people open and they put their products on Facebook Marketplace, right? And then they sell to millions of people. I have friends who have done e-commerce. I have friends who have been into drop shipping, and these people have made sales in their business. I'm not talking about internet marketing. So generally, the internet actually provides a leverage, right, for everybody to make loads of money. Why are we saying this? Because if you remember, before the advent of the internet, before the internet came into place, right? We had people, they go to the markets, right? And until somebody gets to the market, the person can't buy. But these days, you can just with the click of your phone, you can buy a product, and then somebody who is actually selling, probably the product is selling in Badagry, and you're staying all the way at, let's say maybe you're staying at Ojo or something, and then you just, okay, I love this product. You get the product and the person buys it. So that's to show you that the internet actually limits, it takes off the limits, it takes off the barrier of distance for people to make money. And you get what I'm saying? It takes off the barrier for people to make money. So there are lots of opportunities on the internet. I can talk about many of them. We have affiliate marketing, we have freelancing, we have course creation, we have cryptocurrency trading, we have domain flipping, a lot of opportunities on the internet. Are you getting what I'm saying? However, listen to this. Listen to this. There is no free money on the internet. I need to say this and reiterate it over and over again. There is no free money on the internet. Listen, for value to be received, you have to give value. For value to be received, you have to give value. So the only difference between where you are now and where you're going to, right, is what you know and what you have to offer. Are you get what I'm saying? The only difference between where you are now and where you're going to is that what is that you have something to offer. So in this webinar, all the speakers will share their experience on how they have built solid online businesses and careers on what about their business. Now, apologies that there's no live chat. So I'm going to say this like apologies, there's no live chat. Before this event, we tried every means possible, myself and the team, to make sure the live chat settings was going to come on. Even until this evening, I was trying everything on my own end to make sure the live chat was going to work. But I actually do not know exactly why it's not working at this time. But yes, we're still working on it, and we'll get a solution across to, we'll get a solution about that very soon as possible. So kindly bear with us and just follow. And please, as I'm sharing important points, as I mentioned, please take note of these things. Take note of these things. Have your pen, your paper, your phone, your notes, have everything ready to write out everything we'll be sharing in this webinar. So as I said, so in this webinar, all the speakers, they would share their experience on how they have built solid online businesses and careers. And listen to me, none of them came free. I'm going to repeat that again. None of them came free. Now, I could mention Orifunke Lawal. Orifunke Lawal, she actually runs the Orifunke Lawal, education and the academy. She runs Orifunke Lawal Academy. And believe you me, she has actually been in the industry long before now. So she didn't just wake up one day and then she says, okay, she's just, like teaching people about Canva growth, teaching people about content marketing. No, but she definitely has something to offer. The same thing with Kehinde Emmanuel. Kehinde Emmanuel is a software engineer. He's a software engineer that actually works for companies. He helps them what? He helps them design their codes. He helps them to what? He helps them to repair their network infrastructure. So there's something that you definitely have to offer. Okay, there's something that you definitely have to offer. There's no free money on the internet. So that's the first thing I want to settle it on your mind. So when you have something to offer, believe you me, you can make loads and loads of money on the internet. As long as you're hardworking and you have good value to offer, you can make loads and loads of money on the internet. So as I've said before, now for you to receive value, you have to give value. However, it will require a mix of what? Or it will require any or a mix of what? Of these three things. So there are three things in particular, right, that would actually influence and would help you to be able to get your strong footing in the online space. The first one, you have digital skills. Digital skills. When you say digital, it means something that actually happens over technology, right? Over the internet. So it's a digital skill. I get what I'm saying. So digital skills. So there are many digital skills available on the internet, and you can use any of them to make money. Amen. Yeah, you can use any of them to make money. I am a content marketer. I write content, and I've been doing this thing for nothing less than 5 years. I've been working with different brands and different businesses, writing for them, right? And then with with my skills, I get what? I get money from them. So what do you do? So what am I saying? So there are many skills available on the internet. And in this webinar, I'm going to be showing you these different skills. I guess what I'm saying. So the reason for what? And that is the reason for the springing up of new job titles and work endeavors every day. That's to let you know that digital skills are not just something coming up anymore. It's already booming. It's not just an emerging market anymore. It's already booming. I'm going to show you stats in this particular webinar to make you see how exactly the internet has become an economy to reckon with today. Are you getting me? So with digital skills, there are new job titles today. You find content marketers, you find product designers, you find graphics designers, you find web programmers. Are you getting what I'm saying? You find web programmers, right? And then what do we have here? It says what? It says the only problem is that many people don't know this, and that is the problem. They don't know. They think it's just by pressing phone. And I'm going to share an experience with you. Now, right now at the moment, I'm actually in the Benin Republic. All right, I'm not in Nigeria at the moment. Today is my birthday, so I traveled over the past week, and I'll be spending a couple of weeks in Benin Republic here. So I'm in Casa de Papa to be precise. So while I was coming on the way, we were accosted, by policemen on the road. And you get what I'm saying? And I'm a digital business, I'm a digital business provider. So I have a digital business. And they were like, okay, we had students in the car with us. And then I was the only person who wasn't a student, and I'm a business person. So they checked my passport, they checked everything. And they were like, what exactly do you do? I told them, I said, I am a content marketer. They were like, are you a content marketer? What does that mean? And you guess what I'm saying? What does that mean? I could remember the last time, I think earlier in May, when I traveled to Ghana and I was at the airport and I was going through the checking in, and what exactly happened? While I was going through the checking in, one of the custom officers told me, and she said, one of the custom officers told me, and she said, "What exactly do you do?" I told her I'm a content marketer, and she said, "Content marketing? And how exactly does this translate to money for you? Does it feed you so well?" I said, "Yes." "Do you make enough money from it?" I said, "Yes." But believe you me, she was there at the airport, and she doesn't know that such an opportunity exists. She doesn't know that such an opportunity exists. I mean, while I was on the way to Benin Republic here, I was accosted by policemen on 2 different occasions. One of them was searching my passport and he was telling me, you're a criminal, you're this, you're that. And I was telling the person, I'm not a criminal, I'm a content marketer. I can show you all my details. I can show you my LLC documents because I have an LLC registered in the United States of America, even though I'm in Nigeria, but we're going to talk about that later on as we proceed in this webinar. So they took me to a police station, to a police stand. And then the policeman said, okay, show me all this document. I showed him everything. I showed him my client's file. I showed him everything. He was seeing, a couple of earnings from my profile. And he was like, and you're telling me you're not into this, and you're not a street boy. And I told him I'm not this. Believe you me, till I got to Benin Republic, I didn't have to pay any police officer 1 naira. And you guess what I'm saying? I didn't have to pay any police officer 1 naira. Why? Because I'm not into fraud. The general perspective a lot of people have these days is that when you're talking about internet marketing, the person definitely has to be into fraud. That is not correct. There are lots and lots of opportunities, right, on the internet. And let me just share this with you. It says, according to PayScale, the average salary for a content marketer for a company ranges from $37,000 to $90,000 in the United States. Are you looking at me now? $37,000 to $90,000 in the United States. So that means that a content marketer, which is my job, in the United States over there, the annual salary the person gets for writing content, for creating marketing strategies, and for, from strategy to implementation is between $37,000 to $90,000. Now imagine, do you know how much that is in Naira? That is a big price, but please kindly note, this figure is just a price range and doesn't represent the generality of the workforce. But this is what I'm explaining for you to be able to realize that we have amazing opportunities on the internet. So let me move fast, please. Next thing, knowledge. Hello. Yes, I believe you can all hear me again now. Sorry for the break in transmission. Sorry for the break in transmission. Yes, it was the network on my end. It was the network on my end. I believe you can all hear me now. I believe you can all hear me now. I believe you can all hear me now. Okay, yes. So it's saying I'm back. Thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, let me go back to my, yes, let me go back to my slides. Okay, so as an employee, you're bound by certain agreements and benefits for working with a singular company. Just like, as a company, you can have, as a company, you can have workers that are working with you, right? And then, they are bound by certain agreements. You cannot work for somebody else. You have to come to work by 9 to 5. Sometimes you might even come to work on weekdays. Sometimes you might even say, okay, even if you leave you leave our job, and then for the next 12 months, you're not permitted to work with a competitor and different other things like that, right? And in the same sense, so there are also benefits, right? There are benefits such as, insurance. There are benefits such as insurance and everything. However, as a freelancer, you can offer the same service to multiple companies at the same time. That is what a freelancer is. You can offer the same service to multiple companies at the same time. For instance, I'm a content marketer and I've worked with more than 50 clients, right? I've worked with more than 50 clients in my, in my freelancing experience, many of them on different, on projects, on content project, on social media projects. I've worked with a lot of them. So that is what a freelancer is. You have the opportunity to work with many people at the same time. So quick facts about freelancing. Let's get into this and see. So people will say, okay, yeah, what is freelancing? What exactly is freelancing all about? Okay, let's know. Now, according to DDIY.co, freelancers represent about 35% of the global workforce. I guess I'm saying freelancers represent about 35% of the global workforce. Wow, amazing. So 35% of the whole workforce in the world, you have 35% of them who are freelancers. Now, another interesting fact, it says, though many started freelancing as temporary gigs, the number of people taking up freelancing long term has grown from 18.5 million to 28.5 million since 2014. What are we seeing here? We're seeing an increase in the number of people who are taking up freelancing as long-term jobs. So that means people are leaving traditional jobs and then they are taking up what? New opportunities. Why? Because that's where you'll be able to have multiple clients you're working with, and that way you're able to easily balance yourself and even make much more income. Another interesting fact says 68% of freelancers claim to have started working independently in the past 5 years, and 64% of freelancers found their respective jobs online. But now look at this interesting fact I want to mention to you. US freelancers earned almost 1.2 trillion. US freelancers earned almost $1.2 trillion in 2020. I believe you can all see my screen. I believe you can all see my screen. Okay, it says US freelancers earned. I believe you can all see my screen. Kindly give me a minute just to confirm things on my end. Just to confirm things on my end, some people are saying they can't see my screen, so please give me. Is it clear? It's clear? Okay, so if I see they can't see my screen, I'm trying to make sure everybody is actually following. Apologies, please. So US freelancers earned almost $1.2 trillion in 2020. So imagine US freelancers alone, they shared $1.2 trillion in 2020. That's huge, huge amount of money. Can you imagine that? Next point, it says freelancers contribute about $1 trillion to the American economy, or about 5% of the total GDP. So that means that what? $1 trillion is what freelancers actually contribute to the American economy. Now, you might be wondering, why am I saying all this facts? I'm saying all this fact because I'm coming to a particular point to see where exactly you can come in. Because listen to me, the Nigeria of today, everybody needs to find a way to dollarize their income. Believe you me, I'm a strong believer in Nigeria. I'm very optimistic about Nigeria. But with the recent happenings, believe you me, there's nobody right that won't be unhappy about everything. Just how many months ago, the dollar was at 360. But now look at it today. The dollar is now at 500 and something. Not, naira to a dollar. Believe you me, when I was coming to Benin Republic on Sunday, that was past Sunday. The naira was worth more than the Benin Republic's currency, CFA francs. It was much more than it. But on Wednesday, CFA francs was now worth more than naira. Imagine that. And just many years ago, we have what 1 naira was just 3 times of Benin Republic's currency. So now everybody needs to find a way to dollarize their income. And that is what freelancing is about. And I want to tell you this. So if you are looking for a way to make money online, believe me, freelancing is one of your best bets. Are you getting me? Freelancing is one of your best bets to make money online. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, a few points. Freelance writers earn an average of $24 an hour, while the 90th percentile can earn up to $63 an hour. And it says freelance copywriters can earn up to $250 an hour. Now, you might be wondering, okay, freelance copywriters. This is not the class where exactly I'm going to go into in-depth details about each and every one of these skills. No, but we're going to discuss that later. Maybe more than maybe later on in this in this webinar, or later on maybe when we have other webinars. Now look at this graphic image of earnings. Now in this, I compiled a few images together. Like I compiled a few images together of people earning on more on job platforms such as Fiverr and Upwork, so that you would see this. Now you can see here, you're seeing on Fiverr, you can see some people. It says Nigerian Digital Services. This is somebody here. He says is a level 1 seller. This is another person here. YL Excel is a level 2 seller. A level 2 seller is somebody who has earned more than $2,000 on the internet. Now, everybody you're seeing here, believe me, they've earned nothing less than $5,000 to $10,000. They've earned more than that. All of them you're seeing here. So now you'll be wondering, how exactly? So that means there's a particular system somewhere where people are making this money. Let me share a bit of my story. I might share a bit of my experience. I remember back in 2018, back in 2018, I went for my, was it 2018 or 2017? I think one of both. I really can't remember right now. I went for my youth service year. And believe you me, as I was serving at the same time in the school, right? And at the same time, I was getting the school's, payments. They were paying me money. And then I was also getting the payments, right? From, from the federal government, 19,800. So I would work in the school from 7 a.m. till 3 p.m. And then I would leave the school. I would go for external lessons. Sometimes I have external lessons from 3 p.m., 4 p.m. till mostly 7 p.m., 6 p.m. in the night. And then the only time I had left for my freelancing was just a little time from 7 down to 11 sometimes. And believe you me, should I tell you this? Throughout my service year, I gained more with my freelancing, even with the shorter amount of time I had to focus on my freelancing than all the other works I had combined. And you guess what I'm saying? I made more money on my freelance, even though it took me less hours to work and it took me less stress compared to all others, including the bonus that the federal government gave and including the money that I received from the school and including my lesson in general. I received much more than that. And guess what I'm saying now? With this experience, I doubled down on my freelancing. And believe me, as I mentioned, I've been able to grow this business to a multiple 8-figure business. You know what it means to grow a multiple 8-figure business in Nigeria? You know what it means to grow a multiple 8-figure business in Nigeria? So this is to let you know that there's an opportunity online, and that is freelancing. So you can see I'm just showing you a couple of things. So let me just move on to the next one. You see some images of some other Nigerians who are making money on the internet. Upwork, let's see. You can see this person. This person, I actually cropped out the person's name. The person is actually in Lagos, Nigeria. What can you see here? The person has made $20,000 total earnings. Now you won't even know this person is making such money. Why? Because the person doesn't go to work every day. He probably doesn't stay in, he probably doesn't stay in a particular place where exactly, Probably doesn't stay in a particular place, like an office or something. Do you get my point now? He doesn't do that. He doesn't do any of that. But he has made $20,000 online. Another person, look at this person. Another person is staying in Ile-Ife, Nigeria, and he has also made what, $20,000 online. What's this person's skill? Google Data Studio, Google Analytics, Google Ads Expert, and you have made $20,000. Amazing. Who would have thought of it? That today people would make money with these skills. So there are loads of skills, believe you me, to make money from. Another person here, $40,000, Abuja, Nigeria. What's this person doing? Virtual or administrative assistance and project management. $40,000. I'm showing you a secret that a lot of people do not show others, because it's a low-key lifestyle. And you guess what I'm saying? It's a low-key lifestyle, because listen to me, and I'm going to say this, frankly so. Not everybody you see pressing their laptop or pressing their phones is a fraudster. I'm going to say this again. Not everybody you see pressing their phones or pressing their laptop is a fraudster. Sometimes we find, it's because of ignorance. It's because of ignorance. That is why these things are happening. But believe me, people are making money online with their skills. What's this person doing? Administrative virtual assistant. Who is a virtual assistant? Somebody who assists virtually, like a PA, earning $40,000 on a foreign platform. Another person, this one is in Ilorin, Nigeria. He has earned $4,000. Another person, a creative writer, Ikeja, Nigeria. He has earned $20,000. Doing what? Editing and proofreading, technical writing, writing in general. Come on. He has made so much money. So that's to let you know that there's a lot of money to be made on the internet. I mean, a lot of money to be made on the internet. A lot of money to be made on the internet, as long as you have a skill and then you follow many of these things I'll be sharing today. And listen to me, I want to say this. Mentorship is essential. Mentorship is essential. And I need to have this fire burning in you that I want to learn this thing. I need to have this fire burning in you that I want to learn it. Because believe me, if you have that fire burning in you, you will not be able to do anything. I remember how I got into freelancing back then. I think it was it was in 2017 thereabouts. I'd actually been writing, like before then, but official like 2017, 2018 thereabouts, towards the end of 2018. How exactly did this start? So this was the entire journey of how I got to know about freelancing in the first place. Let me share this. While I was in school, in my 200 level, I have a friend. He's a very, very good friend. He's a very, very good friend of mine. He's a very, very good friend of mine. And then, this friend of mine, one day I just, I got my parents got me my laptop when I was in my, my part 2 thereabouts. And then I brought the laptop to school one day. And then this friend of mine told me, was like, hey, Opey, what's up? How are you doing? Opey, this is what I want you to do. Opey, please borrow me your laptop. I want to use it to work. And I was like, I want to use it to work. For me, I felt like, yeah, I know the person is actually not a fraudster. So I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of the person or whatever. I just gave my laptop to work. And believe you me, in less than a month, this person bought a new laptop. Hey, I felt like bought a new laptop and then returned my own laptop back to me. Somebody who didn't have a laptop a couple of weeks ago bought a new laptop, and we were in school. I mean, students. That's why today I just laugh, when people, when you see people begin to, when you see, a lot of what's going on, these false people, they go into hotels, they go into different, luxurious places, and then they begin to harass young people. I'm not denying, and I'm not saying that there are no, there are no people who are in the underworld who are doing evil. But believe you me, there are a lot of people out there that you won't even know. You'll feel that they're just ordinary human beings, or probably they're just, their lifestyle, they're just, they're fraudsters. But in the real sense of it, they're not fraudsters. So this person bought a system. And I was like, wow, that was how the enthusiasm started in me. And then it continued to grow. And then during my service year, I was wondering, and I said to myself, and I was like, come on, how exactly is this going to happen? And then, during my service, I was going for my service year, and I took, I paid with my money, I paid for my first flight. When I paid for that first flight, I was looking to myself and I was saying, how exactly am I going to do this thing? Because the money I already made, I just made a couple of hundreds of dollars, I think about $300 or so at that point. And I took out of the money to pay for my to pay for my flight. And I was like, wow. So I could make this money to do this thing. And then something began to shift in my mind while I was on the plane. And I was thinking to myself, these people that are on this plane here, they don't have to eat, and they are not criminals. So that means there must be a particular kind of economy they are connected to for them to be able to earn the money, to be able to get the luxury of flying a plane. At this time, the amount I spent on the plane was 5 times the amount I was supposed to spend if I was to go by road. So imagine people not minding that, but they were considering that, yes, this is comfort. Yes, I can afford it. I can pay for it. Yeah, if I'm here, I'm in Casa de Papa here, and I'm the one that can say how much, of money we paid to just be in this place for a couple of days. Stressless, stress-free, because you're connected to a different kind of economy. A different kind of economy. So there's money to be made in the freelancing world, and I want to take absolute good use of it. Let's continue. Yes, so the need for an in-demand digital skill. Okay, the need for an in-demand digital skill. Listen to me. There are a lot of skills on the internet. Are you getting me? A lot of skills on the internet. But listen, the goal to making so much money, maybe you're a newbie freelancer or maybe you're a pro freelancer. The goal to making so much money is to have an in-demand skill. And I'm going to say it again, an in-demand skill. I made my first 1 million naira on the internet writing cryptocurrency content. This was in around that 2017, 2018 time, when, the internet was buzzing with a lot of cryptocurrency content. So people were needing to know more about cryptocurrency. So they were hiring writers. Many people were going to write for them about cryptocurrency. And what did I do? I plugged myself into cryptocurrency writing. And I started writing. I was writing articles. I was writing blog posts. I was writing ebooks. I was writing website content. A lot of content. When I made my first 1 million naira, I was like, wow. Wow. At the time, even the salary I was going to be collecting where I was working, in a year, I wasn't going to make half of that. Come on. In a year, I wasn't going to make half of that. But what was the key to that? The key to that was having an in-demand digital skill. Now, listen, people talk about writing and say, yes, writing is broad, writing, a lot of people are into writing. But let me tell you this today, writing can never die. People say things like the writing marketplace is saturated. It is not saturated. The problem is that a lot of people are focusing on being a generalist instead of moving into niches that would pay them more. I'm going to talk about niche and sub-niche as I continue in this webinar. I've actually written a lot of content for us in this webinar, and I really hope I'm going to be able to finish them. So the need for an in-demand digital skill. So that's very, very important. So I have an in-demand digital skill. So I've been able to just segregate and be able to compile some digital skills that I feel people should learn today. Number one, I divided them into a few niches: graphic design, digital marketing, writing, video and animations, music and audio, programming and tech, data management, and virtual assistants. And other graphics and designs, we have print design such as flyers. People do that, postcards, wedding cards, menu cards. But this is where I'm going to come into now. Now, before now, we had many graphics designers. But listen, graphics design has been elevated. The game is no more here. The game is now here. That's how you find people making progression from being just a graphic designer to being a product designer. That's why I included it. What can you see there? You can see web and app design, such as UI UX design, and landing page creation. You're not just designing an ordinary flyer or an ordinary postcard or just wedding card and menu cards. There are a lot of people in that niche now, but not everybody knows how to do what. Not everybody knows how to get web and app design. So that is the goal of this thing I'm telling you about, as I said, an in-demand skill. So we have some particular niches that are saturated, but the moment you go in depth, the more you find a lot of other niches that are not so more saturated. I was showing somebody a couple of weeks ago, and I was showing the person on Fiverr. I was just giving the person an instance, and I was telling the person, okay, now check through this thing. Look at the graphics design. Look at people that are doing flyers, and it was seeing tens of thousands of people offering flyer design service. And I told him, I said, no, look at this difference now. Go under UI UX and check. And it was saying less than 2,000. But maybe under flyer design, they are much more generalist. So they have much more supply and they have demand. But it's just business. If you have much more supply than demand, you're able to charge more and you're also able to make more. But if you have much more supply than demand, I guess what I'm saying now, that means you will make peanuts. That's what I mentioned, an in-demand digital skill. So maybe you're a graphic designer today, believe in me, go and learn UI UX designing. Go and take a course on UI UX designing. Level up. Level up. Don't just stay where you are and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do for. No, level up. Same thing with digital marketing. There are a lot of other skills under digital marketing. You have social media marketing, email marketing, SEO. I believe you're seeing everything I'm showing you. So these are things like you can go research on and just choose a particular skill you want to sell. I told myself when I wanted to start, I said, I'm a writer. I want to sell this writing skill. And believe you me, I've sold this writing skill so much, and I'm still selling it. And I'm growing much more skills, and I'm building a credible business. Today, I have a business incorporated in the United States of America, all the way from Nigeria here. I was saying to myself the other day when I paid my tax the other day in a couple hundreds of dollars, and I was like, wow, so I can pay taxes in hundreds of dollars. Amazing. Normally, some people wouldn't even want to pay; they will run away from it. But that is not the game now. The game has been elevated. You're growing. Tomorrow, I'm going to pay in tens of thousands of dollars. That's what I'm going to pay in hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is how you keep growing. You keep growing. You keep getting, even if you don't want to pack a lot of skills together, go much more in depth, become an expert. That is the goal of having a digital skill. Social media marketing, email marketing, SEO, social media advertisements, search engine optimization, marketing, web analytics. The same thing for writing, script writing, copywriting, UX writing. There are a lot of other skills as you can see here. Video and animations. I got to know about video and animations, the one that's there, I think it was in 2017. A friend of mine, he wrote me up at that time and he was like, hey, Opey, what's up? This is what happened. I just joined this particular niche 2 months ago, and this month I made $2,000. He showed me his profile. I was like, what? And what was he doing? He was just doing image. He was just doing what? He was just doing image rendering and animation, and giving it to clients. $2,000+ plus. That was what he made. That's another skill. Music and audio. Maybe you can do voiceovers. You can do jingles. There are people who would require these things. Programming and tech, WordPress, mobile and app development. I believe my friend tomorrow, Kehinde Emmanuel, it would do much justice to this. Data management, data analytics, data science, data visualization, another new niche. So look for a particular skill you want to sell, and believe me, you can sell those skills. You can sell those skills. Virtual assistants. My very good friend Olamide Tobola, was sharing a couple of days ago, and he was sharing about how the virtual assistance industry is actually booming so much. It's booming. There are people that are what? There are people that are what? There are people that are growing. They are what? That are growing their business with virtual assistants. He shared with me, he shared it about the other day, Olamide Tobola, and he shared about his student. A student of his was earning 1,600 for one company, and she was also working with another company, getting much more pay. Now, the person is just in the house, working with his clients, working with his customers, and the person is getting paid more than $1 million. I guess what I'm saying now. Shout out to people who do jobs in Nigeria, who are earning in Naira. But believe me, this is an economy you want to tap into. This is an economy you want to tap into. So tap into this economy. An economy of selling your digital skills. A couple of days ago, I was just seeing on Twitter, and then, a lot of companies were just lamenting that they can't find any more tech guys, that they can't find any more software engineering guys, because most of them are now working for American companies. Inyaboyeji, the founder of Future Africa, he was saying it the other day, and he was like, founders need to put it in their mind that in 2022, they should start dollarizing their salaries. And that is the truth. Because people are their eyes are open to the fact that there's a world out there that needs your skill, and then they will pay you good money for it. I guess what I'm saying. They will pay you good money for it. So believe me, there's a foreign world out there. I've mentioned some of them. I've mentioned some of them on Fiverr and Upwork. And believe me, that Fiverr and Upwork is a very, very solid platform to start freelancing. That is not the end of freelancing, Fiverr and Upwork. There's still a lot more levels to that. But this is just a 1 hour webinar. I'm trying as much as possible to just continue. So let me just continue. So types of freelancing, local freelancing, job boards, and then brand and freelancing and agency. So what I mean by local freelancing, types of freelancing. Local freelancing is a freelance, sort of freelancing whereby you just work alone, and then you're relying on your neighbor, maybe your neighbor in the house, or you're just going to companies around to pay you money to design their websites, to design their flyer. I've seen people design websites for as low as 30,000 naira. You understand? I don't shame anybody's growth. And if you know what I'm saying now, but I've seen people as well who on the internet they've charged hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars to design websites. So listen, there's a local economy here in Nigeria, and there's an international economy out there where you can make a whole lot of more money. So local freelancing, this freelancing cannot really pay you in the long run because you're still earning in naira. And then if you're earning in naira, even they might not even want to pay you your full money. That's one of the challenge. You understand? So as outside local freelancing, you can also try out job boards. And what are job boards? We have job boards like LinkedIn. LinkedIn. I released an ebook last year. If you need the book, I would send it via email to everybody. Now, LinkedIn for professionals. And in that ebook, I shared how exactly you can target the international community and how exactly you can push out your brand using LinkedIn. Also, you can use Fiverr. You can use Upwork. And this is my point now. You can use Indeed. These are platforms you can actually use. And aside that as well, you can actually grow the long way, right, from into brand freelancing and agencies. And that's where the big boys are. The big boys that command the money in the industry. They are not just on job boards. They don't just do local freelancing, but they are a brand on their own, brand freelancing agency. That's where the big boys' money are. People charging thousands of dollars per project. People getting retainer works, like retainer agreements. I'm going to explain many of these things. Let's continue. Next thing, models of freelancing contracts, pay per hour, pay per project, retainer-based payment. So what is pay per hour? Pay per hour is when when the client wants to pay you per hour. When the client wants to pay you per hour, the client might say, okay, yes, this is what I want to do. How much are you charging per hour? You understand? How much are you charging per hour? Now, listen, before you give a client, right, a particular price, this is how much I want to charge per hour. Ensure you do adequate research. And listen to me now. Adequate research about that particular niche and how much you want to charge. Do you get my point now? How much you want to charge. If your rate is $25 per hour, if it's $40 per hour, you tell the person, this is my rate. And if it is per project, believe me, it is per project that is actually the best part. Because per project, you're not just selling to the person based on time. You're selling to the person based on what? Based on value. For instance, the person can say, okay, I want to design this website. And you can say, okay, you don't need to say, I'll design this website in 10 hours and I'm charging $20 per hour. Imagine 10 hours, $20 per hour. That's what? $200. But if you tell the person, I'm going to design a website for you, a neat, well-designed, well-optimized, beautiful, the design is all fine, everything on the back end is all good. You find a way to brand up your project. You can charge as high as thousands of dollars, not just per hour. So these are models of freelancing contracts. So these are things you try out. Even if you're a beginner, you can try a different one of these. I've actually tried out the three. Understand what it is to get paid per hour, understand what it is to get paid per project, and understand what it is to get paid per retainers. You get what I'm saying now? So about how to build a sustainable freelancing business, listen to me now. Getting a retainer-based payment is the best thing. I get to my point now. And how do you get a retainer-based payment? Retainer-based payment is a kind of contract where you're given some particular set of duties to do per month, and you're paid some certain amounts. Let's say in a month you're asked to post on 5 platforms. You're asked to write 10 articles, and then okay, this is your KPI for this particular month, and then you get paid per month on those particular tasks. Believe me, that is how exactly you are going to make it in freelancing. If you're just doing, one-time projects are good for newbies to be able to build your profile and build your portfolio. But believe me, in the long run, you might not make a whole lot of money. But if you're having retainer-based payments, such that there's a surety, okay, from this particular company, and they're going to be debited $1,000 next month. This ones are going to be debited $2,000 next month. This ones are going to be debited $5,000 next month for this particular project. That is retainer-based payments. Retainers, you can do much more research on retainers. So these are the type of freelancing contracts that we have. So client acquisition, having a good idea of your ideal client avatar would help you to understand how to contact, structure your messaging, and position yourself for an easy close. Now, who is your ideal client as a freelancer? Your ideal client is somebody who has a problem and needs a solution. However, he doesn't know he has a problem. There's some people like that, some businesses like they don't know that they don't have a problem in their business. So in this case, what do? You research about the client's project. You point out the problem with a strategic solution and propose results. For instance, let's say you're a graphics designer, and then you know that a particular person's business, right? The person's business, for the person's business to grow, the person needs proper design. You can just pitch it to the person and say, if I can design a new design for you, right? The business can go from 0 to 100. Are you getting my point now? These things matter. That is how you come in as a positioning. The person doesn't know that he has a problem. He feels like, okay, yes, this image is just good. It's very, very good. But meanwhile, the research of it, you can transform the image and make it better. Such that with that, you have much more proposed results. So how do you look out for these clients? Look out for clients on the internet that you feel like brands that can pay you your money, or people if you want to work for free. You look out for them and say, okay, yes, I want to work on this particular project with you. Your graphics design is not good. Your website is not well good. You don't have enough blog content on your website. Okay, the website content on your site is not okay. Okay, you need a very good sales copy to be able to drive more sales. You need to work more on your research for this particular advertisements you're doing. You need to change your ad copy. You need to change the creative you're using for your ad. And, like you look for a way for somebody who doesn't know he has a problem, and then you tell the person, and that's how you shoot the person a proposal. That's an ideal client. Another ideal client is somebody who knows he has a problem. He has the expertise, but he doesn't have the time or manpower to solve it. These are agencies. What am I saying here? If you have a particular skill, you can pitch out to agencies. Pitch out to agencies. One of these days, I'll be using a course very soon. And in this course, I'll be sharing my total experience, my total experience in the freelancing space. If I've been able to grow my business from just an ordinary freelancing business to being, an agency-based business that services multiple clients on, on retainer basis, So I would show you exactly how to, to reach out to these agencies. I get what I'm trying to say now. Reach out to their CEOs, reach out to their CMOs, chief marketing officer, reach out to their people ops, key positions in those companies. These people, they know that, okay, they have clients that has some particular problem, but they don't have enough manpower to be able to service those clients. There are people, there are agencies like that. So they are needing freelancers, right? People who work on their projects, or copywriters, or content writers, or UX designers. Agencies should pitch to them. And also another person who's an ideal client as well, somebody who knows he has a problem, he doesn't have the expertise, and needs somebody to come to them to do it. We have many of these people on Upwork, on Fiverr. They need somebody who's going to do their job for them. So I'm going to be using a beginner course for Fiverr and Upwork, where exactly you can position yourself to be able to grow your profile and then grow your portfolio and then build a solid freelancing identity and a business right from there, such that you can be able to connect with multiple clients all across the world. So today to the glory of God, I've been able to work with clients across more than 10 countries. And it's it's no child's play to work with multiple clients, with multiple brands on different projects. It's no child's play. So how do you do these things? Let's go. So what are the client acquisition channels? Let's go into this thing as soon as possible. Fiverr, Upwork, Indeed, LinkedIn. Are you seeing them? Fiverr, Upwork, Indeed, LinkedIn. You need to get a solid account on Fiverr. A solid account on Fiverr. It was on Fiverr. I made my first $300, as I said, back in 2017. I used that, the money I spent, for my hair life, as I mentioned. And then Upwork as well. It's a very, very good acquisition channel for you to be able to get clients. And also as well, Indeed. Indeed is a platform where jobs, where job advertisements are shared. And believe me, we are in the remote age. COVID-19 has opened a lot of people's eyes to what? To remote opportunities. So now companies can hire people anywhere. I mean, anywhere. Anywhere. So all you need to do is just what? Is just close up with them. As you get what I'm saying? Close up with them. My very good friend Emmanuel will be sharing tomorrow. Is in Nigeria, but he's working for a US company in Nigeria. And you get what I'm saying? All the way from Nigeria here. So job boards, you can use Fiverr, Upwork, Indeed, LinkedIn to be able to what? To get solid work opportunities. Also professional groups and communities. I joined a very good professional group recently, Superparts. This professional group is where you find warm audience or a very good amount of people who are the people you want to work with. I joined the Superparts community. So you can go to Twitter You can go to Twitter and search for Super Part Co. Super Part Co. You would see the particular account, Super Part Co. Join the community. The community for content marketers, for marketing people, SEO, strategy, you talk about freelancing, give clients advice. In that particular channel, they have about 5,000 plus people. And believe me, there are agency owners there. When I came on the group and I introduced myself about what I do, immediately the CEO of an agency in the US sent me a connection request on LinkedIn. And we connected from there. Are you getting my point now? Super parts. Also, Facebook. There are clients on Facebook. Look out for them. Join Facebook groups, and as well as Twitter. I get my point on Twitter. A friend of mine recently was sharing with me about how he got, a 4-figure job, right, on Twitter. How did they get in contact with him? He was always sharing his idea and his experience about marketing, about paid advertisements. And believe you me, I was always telling him, and I was like, these things you are sharing, believe you me, you might feel like maybe you're just sharing it for fun. You might not have much traction in what you're sharing today, but to be honest, some people are seeing it. You share the post and you might never have 2 likes, but meanwhile, some people are seeing it. So Twitter is a very, very good one as well. LinkedIn, connecting with agencies and decision makers in the industry via cold emailing. So what's the pro tip? Soft post on Twitter and LinkedIn for relevant keywords such as hiring plus role. For instance, hiring content marketer. You can just put it in Twitter or in LinkedIn. You will see different posts, new posts that are talking about these roles, and then you connect with these people to get opportunities, as well as networking. Networking is very, 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 very important. You understand? Like most of the works I've worked in my life, do you understand what I'm trying to say now? Many of them were referral based. They were referral based, like clients I've worked with that were happy with my job, and then they gave me much more clients to work with. I was networking with people. In fact, even with my peers, with professionals that I have. As I said, I have a lot of friends who are into the freelancing community, and when we cheer each other up. Okay, I can't do this job. Can you do it? Okay, you do this. You understand? Networking, that's another way for you to get clients. And as well, building in public, organically and paid ads. And organically, what am I saying? You should build solid, visible profiles. I mentioned the other time about a client that messaged me up through LinkedIn, and then we just spoke for about 2 hours, and then I got paid $300. Ow! I had a solid, visible profile on my LinkedIn, and it was well puffed up. I mean, well puffed up. That was building in public. Recently, I just got a new gig with a particular company where I'm working on, some of their projects, 4-figure projects. And what did I do? I just started sharing on LinkedIn, on Medium, about some of the cryptocurrency articles that I write. And then I sent it to them and I'm like, wow, amazing. We would love to work with you. Come, let's work together. Why? Because there's a particular thing they can see. I am building in public. They are seeing it. And as well, paid ads. Many people don't want to invest in paid ads because they feel like paid ads, you're wasting money. Believe me, we spent money to be able to advertise this program. We spent money to be able to, some of you in this group, some of you in this call, some of you got into this call because you saw the advertisement on Facebook and on Instagram. We need paid advertisements. These things are important. Share your business, job boards, professional groups and communities, LinkedIn, networking, building in public, both organic and paid ads. These are solid client acquisition channels. I guess what I'm saying now. So as I close, I just have a few solid advice for newbies and professional freelancers. Number 1, choose a niche, not necessarily a sub niche at the beginning. As you're growing, as you're starting your freelance, for your freelance work, just choose a niche. It should not necessarily be a sub niche. I guess what I'm saying now, you might just start off, maybe, okay, you're just writing generally. Choose a particular niche you're interested in. There are people who are medical writers. There are people who are legal writers, but they didn't start from that point. Let me just share this as I begin to close. Some of my friends that I know, some of them started from writing. I know a couple of people that started from writing. From writing, they moved to email marketing. From email marketing, they moved to web design. From web design, they began to build agencies, and then they began to invest in multiple businesses. So don't be afraid to start with a general niche at the beginning if you're just starting. But if you're an expert, walk into a sub niche, and that's where you see your worth begin to grow. Another advice: know your level. Work at your level and gather experience. Listen, you might be, as I've been saying, you're hearing about, a couple of figures, 4 figures, 5 figures, 7 figures in US dollars, in Naira and whatever. You understand? But listen, you are the one that know your level. Know your level and work at your level and gather your experience. You have solid experience in the internet space, such that yes, when I stand before a class, I say, yes, this is what I can do, and I can do this. I've worked for a global publication. A global publication is there on my LinkedIn, and I grew this publication from 4 million views. 4 million views to 8 million views in less than 2 years. So I have results to show for it. I have a lot of clients that have actually given results. A business publication. I get to my point now. So know your level, work at your level and gather experience. These are the things you need if you're a newbie freelancer. And also if you're a freelancer, maybe newbie or professional, focus on what the client will gain in your proposal. Some of you, when you send the proposal out to clients, you just send the proposal and say, yes, I am this, I am that, I am the clinical, I am the... No, you don't need all of that. Focus on what the client will gain. I get to my point now. The focus shouldn't be on you. It shouldn't be on you. You can just introduce yourself in the beginning. I'm a content marketer. I'll be able to help you write your content, to be able to help you generate much more sales. I can help your website rank in number 3 on search engine. I can, with paid advertisements, get you much more sales and get you 2x ROAS. Focus on what the client will gain in your proposal. Another advice, share your growth and knowledge. Please, this is something I want to say today. Share your growth and knowledge. Please, always share, always share, always share, always share. Always share. Maybe you work on a new project, even if it's not a big project or a paid project. Always share your growth. Let people see exactly what you're doing. Build in public. Build in public. Build in public. Share your growth. Share your knowledge. Are you getting what I'm saying now? That way, people wouldn't yourselves be able to will be able to get in contact with you. Another thing in this page, I said, have a Google My Business page, and not just that. Have a Google My Business page plus branding. One thing I feel like freelancers should work more on in these days is what? Is branding. Is branding. The difference between somebody who is charging $10 per 1,000 words project and somebody who is charging $300 per 1,000 projects is branding and experience. Are you getting my point now? Brand yourself all up. Use a professional picture. My mentor, Chrisani, said something, a couple of years back. I remember his post. I remember in 2017, was 2017? 2017. That was when I first met my mentor, Chrisani. And then, there was this particular event. And in that particular event, the photographer took a picture of him. And that picture was so clean. So clean. And he shared that picture online. And he said that particular picture brought in 7 figures in sales. Some of you want to command high money as a freelancer, but meanwhile, you don't position yourself, you don't brand yourself all up. Brand yourself all up. When people see you, they should see that, yes, okay, this person is solid. They won't even want to price you low. My friend, my friend Akoladi was sharing today about how a particular client of his that he has worked with before said he wasn't working with them again. Why? Because he was not branding himself up. Can you imagine? He wasn't branding himself up. And this was somebody who was taking flights. This was somebody who was actually doing a lot of good things. He had amazing projects he was working on. But this particular client said he wasn't going to associate his brand anymore. Why? Because he wasn't branding himself all up. So listen, brand yourself all up. Some people might call it fake life. It's not fake life. Oh. Are you getting me? It's not fake life. There are certain branding strategies you employ that will position you, and then people will see you like, okay, yes, this person is actually a good person. Have you heard of situations whereby even in this same Nigeria, somebody is going for a contract proposal and then he went there with a Camry, and he has experience, and somebody doesn't have much more experience. He went there with a Lexus, the big Lexus, and then they gave the person with the Lexus Jeep far much more money than how much the person with Camry booked, even though that person has much more experience than the Camry, than the Lexus. Why? Branding. Brand yourself all up. Have a Google My Business page. Plaster your social media profile with what you do. Listen to me. 2021 is not the time to build in silence. 2021 is not the time to say, yes, I'm hiding under this. I'm hiding from, I don't want people to see what I'm doing or whatever. No, build in public. Share what you're doing. Listen to me. The people are coming. They are needing freelancers now more than ever. Now more than ever. Most of the tech freelancers I know in this country are no more. Many of them they are big boys now. They don't even work for Nigerian companies anymore. Are you getting my point now? So there's a whole lot of opportunities out there. So brand yourself all up. Have a Google My Business page. Your LinkedIn profile all tight. Your portfolio all tight. Build testimonials and ask for referrals. And as well, grow a community or join a community. Believe in me, you can't just walk alone in the space. You need to grow a community or you join a community. I'm a testimony of community. I'm a testimony of mentors. Everything I've done in my life, right? It has, there's huge impact of mentors in every one of these things. So grow a community or you join an existing community. Listen, audience is the new market. Where people are is where you can actually share your business. So if you're doing, you're just all alone, you can't share your business to the world. So grow a community or join a community. Audience is the new market. Build WhatsApp following, Twitter following, share your process. Very, very important. Do you get me? Next one. As a pro freelancer, as you're growing, build a team of different skill sets and combine multiple services for upselling. This is a very solid advice I feel like a lot of pro freelancers should work on. You need to build a team of different skill sets because listen to me, the more work begins to come into you, if you're a professional freelancer, you get much more work than people who are newbie freelancers because people want to work with experts, right? But if you're a pro freelancer, you definitely can't work on you can't work on all the jobs. So what do? You need to learn to start building a team of different skill sets. Take somebody along. Maybe you're into marketing strategy. Take somebody who's into into landing page design. Take the person all along. Somebody's into paid ads. Take the person all along. Listen to me. This particular event you're seeing, I didn't run it all alone. I mean, everything was a teamwork with my beautiful team. Everything was a teamwork. Everything you're seeing here, it's all a teamwork. So you build a team of what? Of different skill sets. Such that these people come in and then you take up projects, and then work on them together. You are doing content marketing. Don't just say you're a content marketer alone. A client wants somebody who design a full website and put copy on there. Say you can handle the project. You do the content marketing. You have somebody on your team who can do the website design. You have somebody on your team who can actually make it optimized for SEO. You have somebody on your team who can actually create social media pages. You take over the entire project. Don't just work alone. You build a team of different skill sets and you combine these multiple services together for upselling. Another thing, build a portfolio. And listen, if you don't have a portfolio, listen, I don't know whatever skill you want to build. Maybe you're just starting or maybe you're into something already. Build one with a test project. You are saying you are a writer, but you don't have any proof of what you are writing. Then how are you a writer? You can't undo a paid job. Are you listening to me now? Build a portfolio. You are a tech person or you're a programmer, you want to get programming jobs, and you don't have a singular open source code. How do you want the client to be convinced and say you can do this job? You say you run ads. You don't have examples of ad copies. You don't have examples of client results. It shouldn't be. Build a portfolio. And even if you don't have one, try something out. Last year, we did something amazing. And then, we did a lead generation strategy for my ebook. And in that with that particular campaign, we employ a lot of skills: content marketing, Google Analytics, email marketing, social media marketing. And listen to me now. A lot landing page creation in that particular project. So when somebody comes to me and says, okay, yes, we want to work on this particular project. We want to be able to get clients who will be able to we need clients who would maybe a dental company. We need clients who want to come in for dental checkup. What can we do? I can say, yes, I don't understand what to do. We can straight up start up a lead generation campaign. And what do? I tell the person, okay, yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to write we're going to write an ebook. The ebook will be used as a lead magnet. The ebook will be on dental health, about how to take care of your teeth and different other things, right? And then we'll set up, we set up a particular campaign where we share this particular lead magnets. So for people who actually download those lead magnets, it means that they are interested in what? In their teeth. It's just the same way as people who are in this particular conference now. You're interested in what we're talking about here. So that's the same thing we're saying. I guess my point now. Next point, as we are beginning to close, work on your acquisition channels. Go to where your ideal clients are and where they congregate. Next thing, don't reinvent the wheel. Look out for successful models and reverse engineer the process. That is something I want you to do. Don't reinvent the wheel. Listen, there are people who are doing what you want to do. Look out for exactly what they are doing and reverse engineer the process. I learned this from my mentor, Chris Annie. There was a particular time I was at his office, I think back in 2020 or 2019. And then we're working on a particular page for one of the courses on Daba. And then, it was my presence. He was showing me a particular model. He was following. And we just looked at the way the structure was on that particular page. And that was what we followed. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Look out for models that are doing what exactly you are doing. Look at what they are doing, right? Put in your own efforts to it. And then just, and then you have your own unique positioning. That's all. Another thing, as a freelancer, as a professional, as a newbie freelancer, the goal to sustain your long-term freelancing business is to work on your client's retention skills. Listen, it's easier. I get it now. It's easier to keep a client than it is to get a new client. To get a new client is very hard, but to keep a client is all about what? It's all about your soft skills, like you being confident and you being able to know how to build relationships, and all about you offering quality services. The person will very much impressed in you, and then you begin to get recurring income. So work on your client retention skills. Another thing, start out broad, niche down with experience. Another thing, focus on growth as a beginner, not money. I've mentioned a lot of money in this particular webinar today, but listen to me. The goal to grow in the long term is not just to focus on money, right? Focus on growth at the beginning. I'm not saying you're not going to make money in the beginning. Yes, you're going to make money, right? You're going to make money. I mean, when I was growing and I was making money as well, I was still a beginner, right? But my focus was on growth. My focus was on developing my expertise. My focus was on growing much more in my industry. That's the important thing you need to do. And last thing, engage in groups and communicate. Engage in groups and communicate. I've shared a particular group up there. I shared superpart.co. If you're a content marketer or you're a digital marketer or you're into marketing strategy, so please, I want you to take up these client acquisition channels. Everything I've mentioned here, they are very solid ones. They can actually help you build your business. Help you build your business. Okay, and so that is the end. The internet is a gold mine. I want you to use this. That is my advice to you in this webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amazing, 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 amazing. It's so good to, yes, it's so good to have everyone. It's so good to have everyone here today. Sorry, I took much more than my time. Right now, I want to call my friend up. Orifunke. I'm going to call up Orifunke up right now. She'll be coming on very soon. I believe you all learned something. 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 So, yes, I believe you all learned something. Please. Yes. I want everything you've learned. I want to see it on social media. I'm actually not on the media right now. And I'm sorry once again that the live chat is actually not working fine. We're going to get this rectified before tomorrow. We're going to get it rectified. My sincere apologies to everybody. Yes, so we have Orifunke on the call right now. I'm going to add that to the call right now. Yes. I'm going to add that to the call right now. It's so good to have you, my friend. It's so good to have you here today. Please, can you please welcome, Orifunke Lawal. She's my amazing friend. She's my very, 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 very good friend. And I really so much respect her. I've been friends with her for the past couple of years. And then, she's someone who inspires me a whole lot. She's someone who inspires me a whole lot. And then, yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly read out the bio for Orifunke Lawal before I continue. Right? Let me quickly read out the bio so we can see exactly who Orifunke Lawal is. Yes. Let's go. What an amazing day. What an amazing day. What an amazing day. Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here today. I so much appreciate you. So this is Orifunke Lawal, everybody. Orifunke Lawal, she will be teaching on how to monetize your knowledge and succeed as a content creator. For as long as she can remember, Orifunke Lawal has always been passionate about helping people know more and be more. She grew up being an avid consumer of knowledge, always wanting to learn more so that she could change the trajectory of people's lives by teaching them. A visionary and pioneer by nature, Orifunke sees the unusual opportunities for learning everywhere and seeks opportunities to create systems that helps people grow effectively with supervision and accountability. In 2018, she founded Lady with Balls, one of the biggest, fastest growing, and people focused community of ladies currently based in Nigeria. At the moment, she runs the Orifunke Lawal Academy, where she organizes certification courses and programs to help business owners and personal brands gain more visibility, build more authority, and make more money. The Academy currently runs 3 programs: the Canva Growth Design Program, the Content Creation and Marketing course, and the 21 Days of Branding course. Orifunke has facilitated numerous speaking and teaching sessions around personal development, career growth, marketing, business development, search engine optimization, women empowerment, personal branding, to mention a few. She's skilled at branding and corporate communications, social media management, content marketing, brand management, nonprofit leadership, community building, and she has valid experience in the fashion, e-commerce, financial, legal, and education sectors. She has also written and published 3 books: The Art of Social Writing, 25 for 25, a memoir, and WhatsApp Blast. You can find her on any relevant platform online. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to join me to welcome my very good friend, Orifunke Lawal, as she teaches us on how to succeed and grow your business as a content creator, how to monetize your knowledge as a content creator. Orifunke Lawal, so good to have you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you,
Hi,
thank you so
thank you so much. Thank you very much. So first of all, happy birthday. You've not
Thank you
mentioned
very
it
much.
all through the call because I've been here from the beginning. So happy birthday, long
Thank,
life and
thank you.
prosperity. Second,
Yeah,
I want to say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this privilege. I do not take it for granted one bit. I am so glad to be part of something huge. Yeah, I'm so glad to be part of something huge for the people whose paths will be charted simply because they are a part of this digital business summit. So I think it's amazing, and I would like to say, well done. This is an amazing job. Well done.
thank you, thank
So
you, thank you
your
very much.
your entire session was amazing, and permit me to say that you already, it was like you stole my notes and you thought on a lot of things I already had in my notes. So you can see, I'm like, you're taking everything. No. So
Yes.
because I wouldn't want to, repeat stuff that you've already emphasized on. I'm just going to be skipping a
So let
number
me.
of
Okay,
it.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because
I'm just. I'm going to give you the floor right now.
okay, that's
Okay, let me give you the
absolutely
floor now.
fine.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So since John already spoke extensively about a lot of stuff, I'm not going to take so much of your time trying to hammer on a lot of stuff that he has already spoken about. I'm going to be sharing some of the things that I've had in my head and that have helped me so far. So it comes from a personal point of view. So it doesn't come from a point of, somebody who hasn't experienced something or somebody who hasn't gone through something yet, and then they just want to show you, or they want to collect your money, or they just want to be teachers of some sort without having experience to back it up. No, I am not. I'm not that kind of person, and so I'm going to be sharing from personal experiences, things that have helped me actually start to monetize as a content creator. So there are 2 major sets of people as far as the internet is concerned. By the internet, I'm talking about social media, online media, digital media. I mean, this is Digital Business Summit. I'm talking about, every sphere on the internet, email marketing, communities, all of that stuff. So there are 2 major types of people. There are 2 players in that field. Like I always say, number one, you have the content creators and you have the content consumers. The content creators and the content consumers. And I can tell you that majority of people are content consumers. You only have a much smaller fraction of people who are content creators. right? So you can ask yourself, am I a content creator or a content consumer? Now, who is a content creator? I'm going to define a content creator as somebody who intentionally develops, researches, creates, and curates relevant information in form of content and shares with people with relevant or with specific goals and objectives. So content creators research on the kind of content they should create. They develop content, they create content, obviously, they curate content as well, and they share content or share information with specific goals and objectives, right? So there's a goal. There's something at the back of their minds. They're saying they may not have had it spelled out, but there's something at the back of their minds, and then they're basically saying that, oh, I want to achieve this because I want to be able to get this. So content creators typically ask themselves, how exactly can I, put myself out there? What kind of content are people looking for? How can I reach out to people? What exactly do I want people to see me as? So content creators are way smaller than content consumers. Majority of people on the internet are the people who consume content. If you want to see or you want to pay attention to that, I can ask you, how many people do you follow? Right? How many people do you follow when you scroll on to Twitter or Instagram on a normal day? Right? Do you react to other posts more, or do you have people react to your posts more? So that's one difference between a content creator and a content consumer. So a content creator would likely be somebody who are putting themselves out there. They're the ones who are creating. They're the ones who are, forming stuff out. They're the ones doing all of these things, right? And then people are likely reacting. People are commenting. People are sharing their stuff because it helps them, because it entertains them, because it informs them, because it educates them. So content creators are usually way smaller, and you have content consumers who are way more. Of course, all of us are content consumers in one way or the other, even if you're a content creator. For instance, I have people I follow, I have emails I am subscribed to, I have books that I have read, I have videos from people I like that I watch, podcasts, and all of that. So, in some way, even though I am a content creator, it means that I am also a content consumer. But what differentiates is that being a content creator or creating content is a heavy part of the job that I do. So in a lot of cases, I'm not primarily thinking about just consuming. I am primarily thinking in terms of, creating the content for people with specific goals and actions. So a content creator is not somebody who just posts. Now, I want to mention this, right? In today's age and time, we have a lot of skit makers, a lot of online comedians, and these people are amazing. They make you laugh, they make you, enjoy your time on social media. And because of the increase in this number of people, you have people who say stuff like, oh, these people are content creators, right? And then when people are saying, oh, I want to learn content creation, or I just want to learn how to develop content and all of this. These people are primarily saying stuff like, I want to learn how to make skits. I want to learn how to develop, I want to learn how to make people laugh. I want to get people to follow me. But the truth is that that is only a part of content creation. As a content creator, you only need to be able to research, to create, to develop relevant content with specific goals and objectives. So it means that you can create content in different ways, right? Without necessarily wanting to make people laugh. You don't have to be an IG comedian. You don't have to be a Facebook dancer to be known as a content creator. As long as you create content for people with specific goals and objectives, you have goals, you want to educate people, you want to inspire people, you want to get people to know about your brand, you want to build awareness. As long as you create content with any goal in mind, you are a content creator. So this means that content creators are of different types. You have content creators who have a lot of followers, you have content creators who have few followers. So all of them are still content creators. So now that we understand what content creation is, why is content creation important? Now I'm teaching on how to monetize your knowledge as a content creator. So it means that for the large part of my session, you will have to think about how you have to put yourself in the shoes of a creator, more than in the shoes of a consumer, right? So why is content creation important? Content creation is important because everything you see is based on content here. Every single thing, every action you take on the internet is based on content, right? Not even just on the internet, even in real life, on TV, everything is content. The Instagram posts that you see, their content. The videos that you watch, their content on YouTube, your reels, the tweets that you see, the adverts that you see on TV, the movies that you watch, BB Niger that you some people, a lot of people watch, the books that you buy and read, all of these are content. The Bible that you read, the Quran that you read, this is content. Everything you have in it is content, right? So I like to say, right, that God seems to be the very best content creator ever known, right? Because there's so much that you can see all around. I mean, the world itself is content, and God created the world, right? And so content is every single where, everything that we do. And the reason we can, make certain actions, the reason you can apply for that job, make money, develop yourself online is because there is an array, there is a variety of different kinds of content on the internet and in real life. So content makes the world go round. I'm going to take that again. Content makes the world go round. So I want to confirm that people can still hear me because I can't see chat. So I want to confirm that people can hear me. Can Okay, I think people can hear me because
Yes, yes,
it's
yes, they can
formal.
hear you. Yes, they can hear you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so now, like I was saying, content makes the world go round. And because content makes the world go round, it means that as a content creator, you can position yourself into creating solutions for people. And the world wants, needs, and loves solution creators, people who create solutions and provide solutions for them. And content is one of the ways through which you can create solutions. So if you are thinking, I want to be able to create solutions for people on the internet, I want people to be able to buy solutions from me, irrespective of whether they are in the US or they're Canada or they're in Australia or they're somewhere in Africa. I just want people to be able to buy something from me, buy a digital stuff from me. Then it means that you need to work on being a content creator, right? Some of you already are content creators, but you don't know that that's what you do. But yes, you want to pay attention to being a content creator. I have a few notes I want to share. So first of all, this will not take a long time, but I want to share some of the myths about content creation, or I want to share myths about monetizing as a content creator. Yes, that's a better way to put it. Myths. What are the popular myths or myths that I've heard so far in my experience? And so the first myth that I have heard is that you need a lot of followers to monetize. People say people expect that, oh, before you say you want to make people start to buy your stuff online, then you need to have a lot of followers. And I can tell you that that could not be further from the truth. Now listen to me. A person can have 500 followers on Twitter and they make sales. They can have 500 followers on Instagram. They can have 500, or let me say 200 people on their email list, and they are making sales more than somebody who has 10,000 followers or 20K followers. So a person's followers may not necessarily be an indicator that they're making a lot of money. So you see somebody who has 20K followers and you're like, oh my God, this person is an Instagram celebrity, and then they're going to be making a lot of money. No. And this is because money responds to certain actions, right? And some of the actions that money responds to is that, number one, there has to be value. I think I'm going to speak on that later on. There has to be value being provided. There has to be value being created in the direction of people who actually need the value. That's one of the conditions that must be fulfilled for money to be made. And number two, there has to be selling. Right, you need to be able to sell to people. You need to be able to communicate the value of what you're selling to people. You need to be able to tell people, okay, this is what I sell, and this is how much it is going to cost you. Because if you're not selling, even if you have solutions, people are not going to buy from you. So if a person has 50 followers, 50K followers, and they are not selling, or they are not providing value that they can sell, honestly, they are not going to be making money. But if somebody has just 500 or 1,000 followers, and then they understand the principle of sales, they know how to prospect, to people, directly market to people, they know how to create solutions and comprehensively communicate the value of what they're trying to sell, they may be making more sales than people who seem to have a lot of followers but do not know how to sell. So that's myth number one. Myth number one is that you need to have a lot of followers. That is not true. It's so important for me to be able to say this, because you meet a lot of people who want to, take any of some of my content courses or take my content courses, and and in their heads they have a business, and then they're thinking, oh, the solution to my problem is for me to just have more followers. Let me just, I want to have followers. It's also why you see some people, they just ask you, do you have anybody who wants to sell a page with many followers? Because they believe that having many followers would help them make more sales. It's not necessarily true. Now, having many followers also has its benefit. Actually, it has its benefit. I'm going to be sincere with you. Sometimes it gives you proof, right? Sometimes it makes people feel safer when they want to do business with you. They feel like, oh, she has a lot of followers, she cannot possibly run away with my money. But sometimes people might be vain and they may feel like, oh, she just has 50 followers, I don't trust them. And also, having followers gives you a sort of proof in the sense that people can just feel like, since a lot of people are following this person, then maybe she or he is worth listening to, or worth buying from, or worth following from. So if you have a lot of followers, it can be a tool in your arsenal, but it doesn't always mean that it can translate into money in your account. So when I'm working with people, I just say, look, listen to me, and focus on making money in your account. Don't focus on, I don't have many followers. No, you can have only a small number of followers, and then you're making money, right? And then you may have so many followers, but you're still smiling to the bank broke. Okay, you can't smile to the bank broke, right? But you're still broke, basically. All right, so that's number one. Number two myth that I have in my notes here is that everybody can monetize. So please pay attention to what I'm trying to say. So people say everybody should be monetizing, no matter how little they know. The content creator economy is one that is fueled by knowledge. The content creator economy is one that is fueled by what you know. So when you think about how people monetize, a lot of times, in fact, all of the time, it is predicated on what you know, what you've it's possibly what you've learned that you can transfer into what people should know, what you already know, and you letting people know, or you taking people through processes through which they have to understand what you know. So it's it's an economy that is driven by knowledge. So it means that for you to thrive in the creator economy or in the content creator economy, the knowledge you have cannot be you can't shove it off. It's so important for you to have knowledge. Now, a proponent of people often feel like, oh, as long as you're on the internet, you can monetize. Everybody should be monetizing, and no matter how little you know. And what this means is that when we push ideologies like this, you have a lot of people who okay, somebody sent, oh, okay, thank you. I can see a couple of chats. Thank you. You can keep them coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you. So you have a number of people who believe that you can just create something, just organize a class, just create an ebook. And what this means is that you may be creating something that is what's the word, substandard, simply because you want to monetize. And I say this a lot, right? Like, what you want to monetize, or let me put it this way, your motives, right? Your motives should be very important when you're thinking about monetizing. Well, unless you do not have any sort of moral standing. So for me, I have a moral standing. I will not feel very well trying to sell to people something that is substandard. So if I don't know something, or I'm not so well at something, and it's not something that I've done for somebody, and I don't have proven results from it, I will not teach it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to teach about it. I don't want to create content on it yet, even to the point of monetizing. But you have a lot of people who feel like, oh, everybody should be monetizing. Just create something. Just not just to create an ebook, just 2 pages, and so it leads you to creating substandard work, or it may lead you to creating substandard work that people will eventually not pay attention to, or will not, it won't change their lives. I've downloaded ebooks like that before, and whenever I download an ebook like that, I am often mad. Right? I'm like, I don't want to download something that it just looks like you're trying to learn, and then you just use me to, because everybody says you should monetize, and then if you teach 20 people and then you charge them 20K each, then it means you have 400K. No, I don't want to. I don't want to be an experiment in your journey to monetization, right? So instead of saying everybody can monetize, you also want to, like John mentioned earlier, you also want to think of ways through which you can develop knowledge in what you know. And how do you know that you know enough to actually sell? One way I know is that, number one, I am able to practice what I think I know with other people, and then I'm able to get results over a period of time. So it's not something that you don't, like, oh, you just read on Google, and or you just hear something and then you just feel, oh, okay, I just want to, push. Let me just push it, right? I want to push it. I just want to, it's not really like that for me. So it's that there has to be a period of time through which I have done this over and over again. And then I want to have results that can actually also help me. So another reason why this is important is that whether you know it or not, the kind of content that you create, the kind of value in quotes that you push to people, it has a way of forging people's opinions about you, right? And if you know me personally, I'm always saying that if I want to create something free, why like free. It's free. You're not paying anything to me, right? But it's free for you. And you know that when something is free for you, it's not actually totally free. It might be free for you, but it's not free for the authors, right? Or for the person who's organizing it. So for instance, this summit is free for you. It's coming at no cost. You're not paying money to John Oladokun. But if you ask him now, thinking about a lot of other things, paying for tools as well, the time of the speakers, all of those things are put into cognizance. So for instance, if I want to release a free ebook, I'm looking at my knowledge, what I know, the amount of time I have spent mastering it, the effort I'm putting into it, because I would likely have to spend nights not working. If I'm going to design my ebook myself on Canva, I'm going to have to put in my expertise and the time it takes to design an ebook on Canva as well. So it's not free, right? But it might be free to you. Hello.
Yes, your network I think there was a network glitch there. I think there was a network glitch, but I think yeah, we're back now. We're back now. Yes.
Okay, I think I'm back. I'm live.
Yes,
Okay,
you're
all right.
back right
Thank you
now.
very much. So, like
Right.
Emmanuel said, practice what you've learned over and over again before you sell it. So, yes. So, for me, before I decide I want to give something for free, even though it's coming at no cost to the person, and I can easily say, oh, let them just do anything. It has to be very intensive for me. It has to be value packed. It has to be power packed, right? But if you're going to be giving anything, you can't simply say, oh, because I just want to, I just want to sell something or give something. Then you give people sort standard stuff. So you do not necessarily need to monetize immediately you learn something, or if you do not have experience with something. In fact, as even you do not, let me not my words, you should not be thinking of monetizing if you've not attempted to practice something. If you don't have results that we can actually track or we can ask you for over and over, and you can just give us, so this is something I've done before and all of that, and then these are the results that I've gotten for other people. So I hope that is clear. So another myth, and then I hope this is not so confusing, is people say not everyone can monetize. This is the third myth I'm going to be talking about, and the last myth as well. People say not everybody can monetize. It is only for a few people. So, but the truth is, everybody can monetize. It's a possibility. Everybody can monetize if everybody decides that, oh, they want to share value. Everybody knows how to sell. Everybody knows what they're bringing to the table. Everybody is giving us value, right? Everybody can monetize. So, it's a possibility. And the reason it's so important for me to say this is because some people hinder themselves from making money online because they're like, oh, it's just for a few people. People like Orifunke, they like to speak, they like to do videos, they like to show up and all of that. So it's not for shy people, it's not for introverts. That is a lie. Everybody can monetize. Not everybody eventually monetizes, but everybody can monetize. And I'm saying this to rid your mind of possible um, challenges or possible mind blocks that might already be in your mind about monetizing. Because the truth is, if you already have an existing mind block about how only certain people can monetize, only certain people who have this number of followers or this kind of caliber of people or this kind of networks can monetize, what it will do is it will make it a lot harder for you to monetize. I've had mind blocks monetizing in the past, and then I know what it feels like because these mind blocks actually exist. So when we say that, not everyone can monetize, no, everybody can monetize. There are different existing factors at play, the value you're creating and all of that, but everybody can monetize. So quickly, I want to move on to steps to monetizing. Quickly, steps to monetizing. So just before I get to that, I want to mention, some of the different ways to create content that you can monetize, right? Think about different things. And number one, it actually boils down a lot of times to self-awareness and the awareness of the people you're trying to serve. So for instance, some people are able to teach, they're able to teach classes like this, like I'm currently teaching. It might be something that you've learned at some point in time. It might be that it's a primary way through which you impart the world with your knowledge. So no matter what it is that you've learned before, no matter the number of people, no matter where it is, you can teach. You have the affinity to teach people. But it may not mean that you are able to write a book. I don't know if that's clear. Please let me know if that's clear. You may not be able to write a book. It doesn't mean that you do not have value to share, but it means that when you're teaching, your life may come, or your value may come to life simply because it is your natural zone. For some people, creating an ebook may not exactly be what you like to do, unless you can get somebody who's an editor, or somebody who can help you write or ghostwrite, which is a lot of money. Because if you want to hire me to ghostwrite your book now, I'm going to charge you a lot of money, right? So some people can organize classes, some people can organize online courses. So there are different ways, there are communities, there are subscriptions. So whenever you're thinking about monetizing content creation, I want you to think beyond what you're normally used to. Saying, oh, everybody's doing creating an online course, so yeah, let me create online courses. I'm not saying I create online courses, live online courses. So they're actually amazing. They're an amazing way to share knowledge. I have a number of ebooks. So no, I have just 3 ebooks. Don't let me say a number of, but I have 3 ebooks. Right. So I know what it means to do ebooks. The people who do webinars, people who do classes, text classes. There are people who do podcasts, who monetize podcasts. There are people who create communities and monetize these communities. Right. There are people who do a sort of subscription out of the kind of content that they create, and they are fine. So there are different kinds of content that you can create to be able to monetize, right? So when you're thinking about monetizing, I want you to think in terms of 2 things. I mean, there are a number of things, but I want to think in terms of 2 things. Number one, content that positions you, that's number one. Content that positions you as a thought authority. And number 2, content that converts. So there, like I mentioned earlier, I do not have the luxury of time to take you through all of it, right? But you want to pay attention to content that positions you as an authority, number one, and content that positions you, or content that basically converts. So you have content that positions you as an authority, educational posts, testimonials, posts about your industry, posts that about your behind the scenes, about your expertise in that field. And this content is usually unpaid. So it's not what you sell, it's what you give for free on your social media, or whether you have a blog post, you have a website, you have all of that. So these are content that you give for free. Why? Because they just help the audience to get to know you, get to like you, and get to trust you. So one mistake you have a lot of people making, I think I'll come back to that. I hope I'm not getting to the next part of my lesson. So one mistake that you have a lot of people make is that they're trying to sell, they're trying to monetize, but we don't know you, number one, and we don't even know if you can help us. There's no proof that you know what you're trying to give us, or what you're trying to offer us. There's really no proof that you know what you're even saying. You've not you've not shown for free expertise, your knowledge. You've not done all of these things for free, and then you're asking for our money. So when you are attempting to monetize, there are two major kinds of content. Number one, the content that is supposed to lead or warm people. In marketing, we call some people warm and cold audiences. You want people to buy from you. So if you've never met anybody before, you've never seen them, you don't follow them, and you come across their sales page and they ask you to pay them $99, you likely will, bounce off the page because you don't know them, right? That means in that case, you are a cold audience. Do you understand? You're a cold audience. But in the case where this is somebody that you know, and then you just see a sponsored post about them and you click on it and you read through it, and then they ask for your email address and you impute your email address, you are a warm audience because you are familiar with the person and what the person offers. So there's a higher chance that you will, you will buy something from them because you already know them. You've already seen them somewhere. You are possibly even on their email list already. So that's, difference between warm and cold audiences. So you need to focus or think about content in terms of content that builds your thought leadership, content that builds your authority in a particular field and the field that you're trying to play in, as well as content that is aimed to convert new people or convert buyers, basically, whether they're new or they're old. Now, steps to monetizing, I'm going to be running through all of that quickly. Number one, understand what the market needs. John mentioned earlier, John talked about, in-demand digital skills, right? So there are skills that are in demand. Sometimes you can tell it from what people are, talking about, paying attention to. You can do a sort of Google search, market research, search online, and all of that, right? And sometimes you don't even, you have to practice or put into practice and find out what it is that people need. But you want to understand what the market needs, and that's why there's an emphasis on in-demand marketing skills or in-demand digital skills. Why is this important? This is important because if you find yourself trying to sell a product that people do not need or people do not fancy that much, it is going to be a struggle for you to sell it. Yes, it will be a struggle. So you are going to keep struggling to sell it, and you're going to keep telling yourself, "Oh, people, online selling doesn't work. It doesn't function. I don't want to sell online." Meanwhile, what you're selling is possibly what people do not need, and if it is what you're convinced that a number of people need, you might be selling on the wrong platforms in the wrong places. Your audience might not be on your WhatsApp status, but that's why you keep selling. So nobody's buying from you because you're selling in the wrong places. Your audience may not be on Instagram, but you're there. They may be on LinkedIn, but you are there on Instagram or struggling on Facebook. So you want to understand what the market needs. Is it something that they really need? Because when people need something or when they want something, right, it's going to be easier for them to want to pay you. So now pay attention to these two things when people need or want something. Oloya Kalabi, you possibly know him, is the author of two books that I've read, Small Business, Big Money. I read it a couple of years back. And something I learned from that book is that when you want to create a product for the Nigerian market, I also have a second book, How to Sell to Nigerians. When you want to sell a product to the Nigerian market, you can't just sell something you feel like selling or something you like selling, something that just feels like fancy. No. And I think it applies everywhere. You have to sell something that people actually want to buy, what they need to buy and what they want to buy. So I always emphasize on both need to buy and want to buy, because people may need something, but they may not want to buy it. People may need food, but they may not want to buy food online. People may need clothes, but they may not want to buy. People need to read, right? But they may not want to buy books. So you want to look at what these people need and what they want. So what they need plus what they want to buy, that's an intersection. Think about your regular economics demand in secondary school. If you schooled in Nigeria and you did economics, I mean, from years back, you understand what demand is. Demand is not just people telling you, I want to buy this product. Demand is that people saying that I want to buy this product, and it is backed by the ability to actually buy the product. So people are saying, I am both willing and able to buy the product. So you want to think in terms of what the market needs. And one way to do this is to be on platforms. I often say, if you're not on Twitter, I don't know, please log into Twitter, have a Twitter account, and then follow relevant people. So you are able to see what is in demand, what people are raving about. So for instance, you may say that the world is tilting largely and heavily towards tech, towards cryptocurrency. So how exactly can you understand these things? Towards freelancing as well. So how exactly can you understand these things so that you can play in those spaces and position yourself for monetization online? I hope that is clear. Next on my list, I have decide what it is that you want to deliver. Right, so you know that these are the in-demand skills, and then number two, these are the things that you want to deliver. So in some cases, when you do this and you find the in-demand skills or the marketable skills that the industries are looking for, the next thing you want to do is, how exactly can I develop or master the skills in this area so that I can thrive or I can fly? So sometimes you have to take time off trying to learn, trying to develop experience, trying to develop or trying to move from the point where you think you know something to the point where you have hands-on experience about it. So now, number one, you know what the market needs. And what the market needs is, it's going to help you a lot of times to decide what it is that you want. So sometimes you may know that you may be in an industry, let's say product industry, and you're creating content, and then you just know people prefer videos. I mean, of course, people prefer videos these days anyway. So people prefer videos. This is what people need or people want. People want videos. People want short videos. So how can I deliver on videos? So if I don't know how to do videos, I have to go and start to learn how to create videos. Why? Because my audience wants videos. Do you understand? So now you want to decide what it is that you want to deliver, the kind of content you want to create that people need. Right? And you want to start to ask yourself, is this something that I already know how to do? In some cases, it is something that you already know how to do. You just need some form of introspection to find what it is that you want to do. And in other cases, you have to go and develop it so that you can start to create content on it and actually, before you start thinking of selling it. So think development and think mastery. Is that clear? Think development and think mastery when you are thinking about creating content or getting to the point where you create content that actually sells to people. So next thing is, think about how you can develop proof of work. John mentioned it earlier that you need a portfolio. If you want somebody to hire you for something, or you want somebody to pay you for something, there has to be a proof of work, because Nigerians do not like to waste their money. They do not like to part with their money. So you want to think of, how exactly can I develop proof of work? Am I going to volunteer somewhere? Am I going to develop projects on my own? Am I going to work with people for free? How exactly can I develop a portfolio or a list of works that I have done so that I can show it to people and I can use it to increase my chances of people trusting me enough to give me their money? So next thing, now think positioning. Think positioning in terms of, where can I find people who need my services and how can I get them to buy from me? I'm going to take that again. positioning in terms of where can I find people who need my services, and how can I get them to buy from me? So where can you find them? Are they on social media? Are they in WhatsApp groups? Are they in Facebook groups? Are they on Instagram? Are they on Twitter? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on TikTok? Where exactly are these people? So depending on what you sell, it might get to a point where it feels like, depending on the demographic, that you're trying to sell to, your audience may not be people who are pushed to making buying decisions online. They may be online, but they may not be pushed to making buying decisions online. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So where can I find these people? If I'm a content writer, for instance, where can I find people who need my skills? Right, where can I find the people who need the kind of content that I'm trying to sell? So you're possibly a knowledge creator, or you're a product creator, irrespective of whatever you do. But where exactly can I find the people who need the value that I am trying to give? And number two, how can I get them to buy from me? Right. And under this, you want to start asking, who are other people who are playing in your field? What are they doing? How are they playing? What works for them? Because if there's a form of industry standard that people are already familiar with, it means that if you're coming, you have to do something way better. Not you can't fall short of industry standard. So yes, you want to find out the other people who are, let's say, competitors, because you want to ask yourself, what exactly are they doing? How are they thriving in this environment? Right? What is it that sells here? What insights can I take from them? Right? So how exactly can I get people to buy from me? What what okay, I'm going to come back to that. But how can I get people to buy from me? What kind of content, video, audio, text content can I create? Do I need landing pages? Do I need people to speak on my behalf? Do I need to speak to leaders of communities to be able to sell what it is that I'm trying to give? So think about different ways through which you can get people to buy from you. And then finally, as I have in my notes here, you also want to think about platforms. What platforms do I want to sell? The platforms that you're going to be selling on are largely dependent on the kind of content that you're creating, number one, and the people that you're creating for. So, for instance, if you sell products, so let's say you just sell regular knowledge and all of that, you're a coach, you're a consultant and all of that, you can look at social media, look at WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. These are platforms that facilitate buying and selling of this kind of services. If you are trying to sell courses, you want to look at Seller, SELAR, or Kobo Course to sell. These are these are platforms that allow you to sell your courses online, your online courses, pre-recorded online courses. They allow you to sell your courses. If you're looking at, there's also one particular platform that allows you to sell your ebooks. Seller also allows you to, I think Kobo Course as well. They also allow you to sell ebooks if you have ebooks you want to sell, or audio, or let me say audio resources, yes, that you want to sell. These are platforms that are amazing. If you also have a Canva account, you can use Canva to design your ebooks. I use Canva to design all my flyers and all my ebooks. So Canva is also an amazing platform or tool that allows you to be able to create designs and all of that. So finally, on what I'm going to be talking, because of course we are already past time, is selling online. Monetizing takes skill. It's a skill, actually. It's a skill to sell to people, to get people to buy from you. It's a skill, and a skill is is built with, number one, practice, and number two, consistency. So the first time I tried to sell something online as a content creator. I tried to sell my courses. I wasn't as good as I was then as I am now. That's it, right? Even though there was a lot of things that I had, theoretical knowledge, and then basically putting into practice what I had learned. So it just taught me that monetization is not something that just jumps on you. Even the best of people who you think are, or the best salespeople, they've been through that point where they have to learn how to sell, because selling is a skill. It is a skill. So number one, it takes practice. You need to be able to do it over and over and over again. If you have questions, you could start dropping your questions now. So it takes skill. You need to be able to do it over and over and over again, and it takes consistency. So if you're not, it's not something you just try today and then you don't try again and then you just disappear and say, oh, that's all. I did this one last year, and then I did it this year, and it's not bringing results. It takes practice, and then it takes skill. It takes time. It's something you have to do over and over again. You have to learn. And what happens when you practice consistently is that you just over time get to know how people respond to the things that you're selling. So this kind of copy, this is how it sells. This kind of copy will likely not sell. Or people are responding to this more than they're responding to that. And then it's a continuous process of growth, unending growth actually, because you have to keep tweaking yourself. People are constantly growing. People themselves are constantly growing, and because we are so exposed to a lot of stuff on the internet, it means that the way you could sell 2 years ago to somebody online may not necessarily be the way you will sell to them today, and they will sell and they will buy. So it means that there has to be a constant personal development, understanding who people are, what they want, what is working per time. So it takes practice, it takes consistency. And this is where I'm going to be ending my session for today. Thank you so much for having me. Let me know if there are any questions. And yes, I'm going to be dropping the mic now. Thank you.
Thank you, Orifunke. That was a very, very amazing session. I learned a whole lot. I was even sending out messages to people, like amazing session. Thank you so much for everything you shared. When you said it's a skill to sell to people, that's one thing a lot of people don't really realize. People just think, sales is just one thing. Believe me, sales and marketing, in fact, is a different kind of skill set in its entirety. Right? That's why we find out that yes, it takes some level of skill to be able to sell something to somebody. Somebody said something. It says, the highest level of salesmen are people who can sell snow to an is it a kimono or an Eskimo or something. Yeah. So what I'm just saying in essence is that it takes skill to sell to people. So I don't know if you're here, maybe you're a content creator or something, and then you're trying to you're trying to look for a way to sell your products. As she has mentioned, these are the things you need to follow. I believe everybody actually learned a whole lot from this session. It's a very, 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 very rich session. Thank you so much, Orifunke. Once again, I appreciate you. I so much and I honor you. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you very much. So so there's a question here on the screen, the Q&A. If you have a question, please just send it in. Please just send it in. We'll be running off as soon as possible. Yes. So I think I want Orifunke to answer this. Can you recommend a book or series of books on sales and marketing?
So for sales and marketing, I'm going to recommend Akialabi's book. It's a recent book. I think you can get it for like 5,000 naira. It's How to Sell to Nigerians. How to Sell to Nigerians. So it's like it's a follow-up on a book he released about 3 years ago or so on small money, big money, building business. But how to sell to Nigerians, I'm recommending it not just because I liked the book, but it's very, very, it has vivid examples that you can adapt, right? And it is so easy, especially if the people you are trying to sell to are Africans. it can work for people generally, but if people you're trying to sell to are Africans or especially Nigerians, it is an amazing book to read. So I'm going to recommend that for sales and marketing. A lot of the other books I can recommend on marketing are mostly for marketing executives, but for somebody who is a content creator, I'm just going to recommend that. It's a good book. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, Coach Abdulaziz, I believe your question has been answered. Yes. Orifunke Lawal is a very amazing man in the internet marketing space. A lot of people look up to him as a native marketer. He's somebody. I've read his book. Small money, big business, small business, big money. So it's no small writer, right? And he's no small marketer. He's been able to build a very solid business off content marketing. Let me just share a quick story as we round off about Oloye Akinlabi. Oloye Akinlabi actually started NairaBet, right, by releasing an ebook. That's what he just released. It was an ebook he released, and then people loved the ebook, as a lead magnet. People loved the ebook, and he felt, wow, so I can create a business out of this ebook. That was exactly how NairaBet started. I know a lot of my mentors as well, that this is how exactly they started as well. My mentor, Chris Annie, I remember when he started Crypto Hub and everything, he had a free ebook. And then this free book, people were so much enthusiastic about this ebook. Are you getting what I'm trying? So this ebook can live, and just I mentioned, maybe you have something you want to like sell to people, maybe a webinar or something. You understand? Like find a lead magnet. So that could be the step to what exactly you want to do. So yeah, that's just. So I think another question from Coach Abulaviz, another question. Yes, it says, how long does it take to start monetizing a digital skill? Like, I think this comes directly to me. All right, how long does it take to start monetizing a digital skill? Actually, it takes no time. That's what I'm going to say. It takes no time. Yes, I can remember. I can remember when I started freelancing back. Back in the day. I made my first $200. I think in less than a month. I made my first $100 in less than a month at the time. You understand? So it actually takes all you need. You understand? These are the core things. I mentioned it in the webinar. You need a very good in-demand skill. That's one. Number two, you need good positioning. Good positioning. You see, the problem is many people just have the skill. They don't know exactly how to position themselves. You understand? And exactly how to sell themselves. So if you have the skill and you don't know how to sell yourself, that's where the challenge comes from. Do you get my point now? So there's actually really no time to say when you can start monetizing a digital skill. Even if you're a beginner, you can start monetizing a you don't have to be a pro before you start monetizing a digital skill. I mean, I was just in my, I was just even in my first year of writing, like officially, when I even made, hundreds of thousands of dollars online writing. So it's not about, a particular timing. There's some people who made their first 100K, 100K naira or 100K dollars in less than in less than a year. A very interesting thing happened. I think a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago. I was on LinkedIn, and then I found out somebody on LinkedIn. The person said he just made his first 100K on Upwork, and I was like, wow, amazing, cool stuff. What did I do? It's been a while. I've actually been on Upwork because these days I've actually, like, my client acquisition channel actually is off Upwork. Sometimes I just come to like Upwork to just, okay, let's just try out our former strategies and see if these things still work. So immediately he said, okay, yes, I just made my first 100K on Upwork. Like that's the milestone he had on Upwork. I just said, no problem, let me just go to Upwork. And I just got on Upwork and I just sent out the proposal. And believe me, in less than 20 minutes, I closed the $1,500 deal. I guess what I'm saying now. So it's not about how long does it take to start monetizing a digital skill. It doesn't really take so much long. All you need is what the experience, right, and the good positioning, and how exactly you're able to talk to the clients. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? There's a way you can actually do good proposals. Good proposals. As I said, I'll be releasing more information about the course I'll be releasing very soon. The information will be out tomorrow. I'll be speaking more in detail about the course. And in this particular, I'll be sharing my experience on how I've been able to, grow my business from just being a basic freelancer to an advanced freelancer. So it's not about how long does it take to monetize a digital skill. It's about how long exactly you can go forth. Again, I don't know if I've been able to answer your question. I don't know if Orifunke has something to say about that.
I absolutely agree. I really absolutely agree. It takes no time, and then at the same time, it can take years, depending on what depending on level of your skill, and depending on the audacity you also have, because audacity is something you will need to develop if you want to sell. If you don't have audacity to ask people for money, you will not sell. So for a lot of some people have the skills, and then they only just struggle. I've worked with people like that. They just struggle with, you know, you know, getting to the point where they even monetize at all. So it just depends on those things, amongst other things. That's what I would say.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you, Orifunke. So another thing, I think there's another question here. Olarinde Akinwumi says, please recommend the book for marketing executives, as some people here are marketing executives. Thank you, Orifunke. Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you give me 1 minute, just or 30 seconds? Let me just get the book. Is that fine?
That's
Okay, I'm
fine.
coming.
That's wow. This is amazing. This is amazing. So we spent 2 long hours, 2 hours, 27 minutes. This is the goal. This is the goal, to make sure people get adequate knowledge. Believe you me, over 800 people registered for this event, and so far we've had over 700 views. I think some people actually left, alongside. But believe you me, if you can take share in this webinar, oh, come on, you're going to make loads of money on the internet. Believe me, the people speaking to you, Orifunke, she's no kid in this industry. All right, we need not mention figures. All right, but she's my friend, and I understand the privacy about figures and everything. So, but this is a dawn in the industry. She's somebody I so much respect. You understand? So so everything we're sharing in this webinar, they're all factual. Normally we should, normally it could be a paid webinar or something, but it's free to get. So please follow it and take good use of it. Yes, over to you, Funke.
Okay, yes. So I have to go and get the book so that you can see it whenever you want to go and buy it. And I hope you can get it anyway. But this is the marketing strategy desktop guide. So it's like a textbook. So it's not something you're going to read and just forget. So it's a textbook. It has exercises, chapter objects, and all of that. So I'm showing you this so that at least you see what it looks like whenever you want to go and buy, and then you can see the author as well. Please pay attention to this. So, right, I believe you can see that nothing Pali. Please and please. I mean, I could have just told you, but I want you to be able to see it, because it can get confusing, and I hope it's in the market. And then for other marketing books as well, you can also get This is Marketing by Seth Godin. This is Marketing by Seth Godin. It's an amazing book as well. You can also get Sell Like Crazy. For sales, who's the author? I'm not so good at authors. Sabri Subi. Yes, Sabri Subi. Yes, yes.
I see his ads all over the internet.
Yes, yes. So you can get Sell Like Crazy, and I think that's all I can remember, because I have a long list of sales and marketing books. But yeah, those are really good.
Okay, I think next question, Precious Oluebubi. How now come, sir. How can one position himself? Okay, I guess the person actually talking here, I don't know. Can you please send in a new comment on exactly position yourself as what? What exactly do you do? So I can be able to give you a custom tailored advice on this. So please just send in a new comment on that. Thank you. Yes, next question. Vocal clothing. So what did this ask you? Did you use to make your first $200? Okay, I think that's myself. Yeah. So the first skill I used was content writing. You understand? Content writing. Yes, I think that's money. I think I wrote a cryptocurrency outline for a particular individual. I think it was about 4,000 words at the time. Yeah, I wrote a particular cryptocurrency outline for somebody. Yeah, that was what. So it was content writing, and as I explained in the webinar, it was cryptocurrency content writing. Let me just share this in just to wrap up that particular question. One very funny thing happened one particular Sunday. I think it was during service here. We're about to go to church that morning, and then somebody sent in a message that the person wanted to do, because at some point as well I did CV and resume review. The person said he wants to do a CV, like a new CV for himself. And then I think, how much did I charge at the time? I think I charged $50. I was still growing at that time, So I think I charged $50. And when I charged $50, and the person was like, okay, no problem. So I did it and I sent it to the person. And do you know the funniest thing? Everything I needed to do that particular project was all on the internet. I went to Google, right? Okay, I might not need to explain all of that. I went to Google, got the template, and I did the CV. And this is the very funny part. After I submitted the CV to the person loved the CV. And the person was like, oh, I really love the background you used for this particular CV. Can you please send it to me? I said, of course, why not? For an extra $15. You understand? And this was something that the person could do, right? I've given you the CV, the doc format. You understand? I've given you the doc format. And what exactly can you just do? You can just make a new copy, delete the inner content, and have just the heading and everything remaining. The person like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. And then he paid $15. So that's what I was trying to explain. You understand? So these things is all about positioning and how exactly you can sell to somebody else. The person can say, oh yeah, sure. And he sends it to the person free of charge. You understand? But this is a service. Do you get my point? You have to be serious about your service. Something you would do for your friend, and then your friend will be like, oh yeah, it's just this. You did for somebody else, and the person will pay you hugely for that. I don't know if you get my point. So it's not just, the skill is content writing and content marketing, right? But it's not just about just the skill alone. It's about how exactly you're able to sell and milk that skill. I believe that answers your question. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I think I'm back to Precious. Back to Precious. She said, now you come, so how can one position himself? And she says, I'm an architect and I just joined an affiliate marketing platform. Very good. How can you position yourself? Now, this is it. Now, you're an architect, right? Now, as I said in the webinar, you can, you don't need to, how do I put it now? You don't need to look for a new process. Are you getting me? This thing is simple. Do you get my point? You're an architect. Look out for architects in your field. Are you getting me now? Look out for architects in your field. You could just go on Google, architect services. You understand? You will see their particular website. You see how they do their portfolios. You understand? Now look at exactly how they design their portfolio. Now you use that particular perspective. Do you get my point now? To be able to have your own portfolio. And believe me, this is architects for you. Every client matters in architecture, because in architecture, it's a premium service. It's not just a low ticket service for maybe $10 or $20, $30. It's in hundreds of dollars. That's for architecture. It's a premium ticket service. So every client matters. So for such a high ticket service, what matters is your branding. Branding is very important. If you're saying you're an architect, what are the works you've done? Where exactly can it be found? Do you have a recognized Facebook page for it? Do you have a recognized Instagram page for it? If you have all of these things, okay, how exactly are you looking out to get new visibility? A friend of mine, I think, he was working with a particular, company at the time, and then I told him, he's an architect as well. And I told him, this is what you should do. Now, take your skill, now take it online. You open the Facebook page, you open the Instagram page, you open the Twitter page, and then we're like, okay, no problem. Since you've done all of these things, now look out for people who are mentors or people who are big guns. You understand? In your particular field. Now, at some point in time, if you're just growing, you understand, and you don't have enough clients, especially for a field such as architecture where there are small clients, all you need to do is you need to connect with the big guns in that particular field. Relate with them, share your works with them, tag them in your works, communicate with them. That's where you'll be able to you'll be able to get jobs from them. So the more you get jobs from them, those jobs becomes the portfolio that you have. You use it to build your own portfolio. So as you continue to build your own portfolio, maybe your website and then your service page or something. Do you understand what I'm saying now? That's where you can be able to directly advertise what exactly you do.
I don't know if you get my point now. So that is exactly how to position yourself. And I'm talking about this in respect of, like offline marketing. You understand? Maybe outside of job boards like Fiverr and Upwork. But if it's about Fiverr and Upwork, there's actually a strategy behind that. You're going to have to go on Fiverr, you go on Upwork, look at exactly how people are doing this thing on Fiverr and Upwork, and look at the people who are making the most money there. You understand? I might not be able to like readily explain all of these things like right now about Fiverr and Upwork, but I've just explained exactly the structure behind it all. Have a portfolio. The problem with a lot of freelancers who want to make lots of money today is that many of them do not have a portfolio. They don't have proof of work. You say you're a writer. You say you're an expert at this. Okay, where's your work? Now you want to collect 1,000 US dollars, right? But definitely, but then your branding or your portfolio is not. It's just all scattered. You Instagram page, no Facebook page. There's no how we can recognize that you're an expert. No, you need to put yourself out there. You need people to see your designs. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. So, and then you just join an affiliate marketing platform as well. A lot of my friends who I know are affiliate marketers. One of them, my very good friend, Emmanuel. I learned affiliate marketing from him at the time too. Yes, but everybody has different reasons for different businesses they actually get into. So, freelancing is actually my own core strength. But for affiliate marketing, I think it's more of ads and positioning, and then the copy and the sales, and then the sales page you use for the products you're promoting. So I've actually just answered both questions now. For the architecture part, work on your portfolio and put yourself out there. Advertisements, running ads, getting mentorship from people who are big guns in your industry, getting close to them. And then for the affiliate marketing, running direct advertisement or traffic to your products and services. Thank you. Okay. So I think I want Orifunke to answer this. Coach Abdulaziz Moshood. Oh, he says, for me, I'm a therapist, personal coach, and also a translator. How can I position myself?
Okay, so you're a therapist, a personal coach, and a translator. So the first thing I want to ask is, which of these is most important to you? Like, which of these do you want to be best known as? I'm not saying you can't combine a number of things, but which of these exactly do you want to be best known as? And deciding this depends on exactly what you consider your best. How do I put this? So now, okay, let me put it this way: a therapist, your personal coach, a translator. So how do you make money from being a therapist? That's number one. So you want to find out how you can make money from being a therapist, because of course you are focusing on monetization. How you can make money from being a therapist? Who are the other therapists in the industry? What are these people charging? What is it like? What are the challenges you may have? I am assuming that you have the same level of interest in these three fields, right? So you can you want to ask about therapy as a whole. What are the hindrances or obstacles that I could have to monetizing as a therapist? Now you want to move on to a personal coach. So who are the other personal coaches that I know? What is the industry like? Do people even pay personal coaches well? The personal coaches, what do they look like? What do they talk like? What kind of platforms do they have? Why do people trust them? That's number two. Number three, you want to position yourself as a translator. So who are the other translators that you know, or what other translating platforms? What is it like? Where in the field that I'm trying to play in, whether it's country or whether you want to take it up as a freelance skills on Upwork or Fiverr and get people to pay you for it. So you want to understand what each of these would take for monetization. Number one, you want to understand your level of expertise in each of these, so that you can focus on the one that the best. You want to focus on the one that has the highest prospect. Yes, you want to focus on the one that has the highest prospect, because all of these may not necessarily have the highest prospect for you, and you don't want to focus on something that you are going to be struggling and it's not going to be bringing you money. Do you understand? So there are a number of factors, and then another thing you also want to ask yourself is there a way that you can connect two or all three of these together? Is it connecting line so that it doesn't look like, oh, I'm a therapist, I'm a personal coach, I'm a translator. It seems to me that you can combine being a therapist and being a personal coach together. Not like they are the same thing, but I feel like the things that you may be able to combine, and then possibly position yourself as a translator, or possibly include it in your plan. Oh, I translate it for people and all of that. So you want to consider each of these factors that I have mentioned earlier. So once you're able to decide, okay, this is the one I want to focus on, or these are the ones that I want to focus on, then you want to start asking, what kind of content can I start to create in this line that will make people trust my expertise? So if you are positioning yourself as a therapist, your content has to be around topics, for instance, that people do not know about therapy. What are the things that what are things people do not know about therapy? What are the misconceptions that people have about therapy? What are the different types of therapies we have? What are the benefits of therapy? Because I mean, in this part of the world, although people are still waking up, people are waking up already, but a lot of us do not know the benefits of going to therapy. So, and there are different kinds of therapy. So you want to find that if you have people that you've worked with, you want to also, ask, you want to be able to talk about, well, therapy is quite dicey because for the therapy company or for the therapy industry, you have to be very private and confidential. But yes, you can share educational content if you want to be positioned as a therapist, educational content that people need to know. And if you also want to be a therapist, what that means is that you can't be a therapist by mouth, because there are certain industries where you need certifications. It's like wanting to be a doctor. You need certain certifications to be a therapist rather. So what are the certifications that I need to have to be trusted? Because trust me, I'm not going to send you, I'm having issues, I'm not going to send you a DM just because you have therapist in your bio. I'm going to send you a DM because I know that this is exactly what you are qualified to do, because it's also a section of health, right? Some industries do not need to have certifications actually, but some industries do. And therapy is one of those industries that need you to have certification, because before you say you are a therapist. So these are things you want to consider as well. So you want to talk about personal coach. So uh, what aspect of personal coaching? Because even under personal coaching, there are still different aspects. Under life coaching, there are still different aspects. People say they're life coaches, and there are different aspects. Are you coaching people to be able to take care of their finances, or take care of their education? Are you what exactly are you coaching people on? You need to be very specific about the kind of coaching that you want. Are you a personal development coach? Are you teaching people how to develop self-esteem? Are you teaching people how to take charge of their lives? So once you're able to define what kind of personal coach it is, if you want to position yourself, you now want to start thinking about how to create content around these areas, around the pains and the challenges that people or your target audience have. So whichever of the three that you're trying to position yourself as, you want to create content that is focused on the pain, the needs, the wants that your target audience has. So you're not just creating content. They have every target audience has needs and they have pain points. So these are pain points, and then they also have blind spots. Yes, blind spots. These are things that they don't even know they don't know. But these are things that they need to know. You can share tips, you can share tricks, you can share industry knowledge, things that they don't even know that they don't know. But these are things that you have learned from study, from experience, from relations with people. So I hope this really helps to give some form of
Wow.
perspective.
Wow. Thank you so much, Orifunke. Yeah, guys, we actually have a lots of questions. So we're just going to run through them within the next few minutes so we can close. As you can see, we've kept our speaker here for more than 1 hour. We're trying to, as much as possible, to make sure everybody gets answers to their questions. This is a once in a lifetime access. So please let me quickly. We'll just run through the many questions, please. I believe you understand. Tomorrow is going to be another amazing time with Kehinde Emmanuel, myself, and my mentor, billionaire businessman, Chris Annie. All right. So I want you guys to be prepared for tomorrow. So yeah, next question. Okay, Bamidele Oluda says, can I get mentorship from you, John Oladokun? Maybe funny, but it's true that mentorship was my life. All right, yes. Actually, mentorship regarding mentorship, right? Personally, I personally have a lot of friends, right? I have a lot of friends. So not everybody, I really, like it's if you're my mentee, right, or probably I'm a mentor, right, it's more or less of a very good relationship, right, or not really, more or less like it's just something like you follow through. Maybe you have a question, you eat me up, and not just, there has to be some certain kind of way to it. It's not just, kind of like how to put it now, I'm busy. Do you get my point now? Like, I'm really, really busy. I would lie to you. You can understand. So definitely yes, definitely yes. But we could actually talk more about that. Like, maybe after this call. Yes, but definitely yes. Yeah, I'm open to talking with everyone. That's the reason why we actually have this webinar. So that's the next question, please. So if one is starting out as a content writer, copywriter, what platforms can you recommend to the person to monetize? Yes, if you're just starting out. Now, for me these days, I prefer Upwork. All right, I prefer Upwork because the features of Upwork actually makes it a whole lot more easier for people to get much more jobs, right? Rather than Fiverr. Fiverr is good, I've made thousands. Yeah, okay, yeah. I've done amazing on Fiverr as well. I think I don't want to go into figures anymore, but yeah, but Upwork, I feel Upwork is actually quite better in the sense that with Upwork, you're able to like look out for jobs like you want to work on and then send out requests to them. But with the way Fiverr actually works more if you're sending jobs to somebody about buyer requests, and the whole buyer request section is not really so good at all. There's a different kind of way or technique that works with like algorithm that works with Fiverr. You understand what I'm trying to say now? But I feel like Upwork actually is the best platform if you're starting out as a content writer or copywriter. Yes, Upwork I feel is the best. Yes, you could actually get the course. I'll be releasing the course and I'll share more information about that very soon later as well. So next question. Okay, Chuku Odi okay, I don't know. Orifunke, would you want to answer that? Or you would want me to answer that? I want to answer that, please.
As a medical doctor, how can you channel your knowledge as regards to this stuff? Fortunately, fortunately, we already have people doing well in that space, and I believe that space is not yet saturated. We actually need more doctor teachers, doctor influencers, people who let us know a lot, because there's so much to know about our health that we do not even know, right? So that space is not yet saturated. So really, you can start to just share knowledge about anything that people should know about their health. People may not seem to take their health very well, but when they see something that looks like, oh, I want to share, or this is about my body, they pay attention to it. So you can start to just share stuff about people's, our health in general. You can pick up major mistakes that people make with regard to their health. Yes. And then you can also study people who are already in that field and what stands them out. So for instance, I like a Coco doctor because it's always asking us to drink water. It functions with repetition. It tells you to do the same something over and over again till it sticks in your head, and then you want to do it even if you don't see him or you've never spoken with him one-on-one before. And he also makes health information very relatable. So normally when you speak with some doctors, they're bombarding you with jargons. You don't understand what it means. And then even when you see their writing, you don't even understand what they're talking about. So making health information very relatable can also help you to position yourself. You can also focus on having live sessions, live webinars with other people in the industry who have knowledge for people. And then yes, you can also, I believe you already specialize, respect something, and you can focus on the area that you already specialize on instead of being generic, so that it's going to be a lot easier for you to develop that way. I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Thank you. So in addition as well, I'm a writer, so I might want to share this as well. You can actually go into medical writing. Yeah, medical writing. I don't know if you have passion for writing, but it's actually a very lucrative niche you could look into as well. Yes. Next person, Oladokun. I think that's the last question I'll be answering for tonight. She says, I'm a dental therapist. I have a Facebook page and I do videos and write up. And I've gotten a lot of clients, even though I don't have a dental clinic yet. That's good. So then how do I create more content? How do you create more content? Yes, you have a particular niche, right? All you need to do is to share more information on things in your niche. And if you don't know much more information about things in your niche, you could do like a Google research or an SEO research for your niche. I don't know. I think I'll allow Orifunke to do more justice to that.
Okay. Let me just show the question again. I'm a dental therapist. I have a Facebook page and I do videos and write up. And then I've gotten a lot of clients, even though I don't have a dental clinic yet. But then how do I create more content? So if you already do videos and write-ups, I don't think you have a lot of issues. But well, since you already have a lot of clients, you can create ebooks, right, or guides. So I believe that based on the clients that you already have, you have some trends, some similarities between them, or questions that you often get over and over again. So why not create an ebook and extensively answer all of these questions? So what this ebook will help you do to help you better position yourself as an authority, as a thought leader in this space, because now you're not just telling us so you do this, you're also telling us you know what you're doing enough to be able to convey through a form that people will likely want to read. Right. So you can do that. You can organize webinars or classes. You can organize courses. I feel like you can organize courses on practically anything in today's world. What
Live
are the
blog,
major
yeah.
issues that people have with respect to dental therapy? Is there a way you can structure them so that at least sometimes you may not you may not be able to see people one-on-one or fix appointments with them, but they can buy your course, and then if they need more access to you, it might cost them more, but at least they bought your course and they've decided, oh, okay, so I actually want to take I want to meet with this person to ensure that I have a one-on-one experience with them. So you can have courses, you can have webinars, you can have ebooks, you can have videos. So for the kind of your stuff, you are going to be doing a lot of videos, you're going to be doing a lot of designs, possibly carousel designs. You can use Canva for all of that. So, and I also think that you should also have an Instagram page, because if you have a Facebook page, you're using the normal traditional Facebook page, you will need to be running ads if you want to reach people very well. So I would also advise that you also extend your online influence to Instagram as well. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So in addition, Orifunke Lawal actually has a Canva growth course and a content, creation and marketing course. So if you want more information about how to create more content for your brand, you could just you could hit her up on Instagram, on Twitter, and then I could as well share her contact when you reach out to me, so you could get her course for more information on that. She's an expert like that. Yes. Next thing, I think last question, it says, how do I channel this knowledge into my field of practice? I love to teach, but then I'm shy. I think she just answered everything. But the last thing I'm just going to say is this. Please and please, as I mentioned during my own session, right, this age that we are in is not the age to be shy. Okay? Be confident about what you do, in as much as it's what puts food on your table. It's what you're doing to impact your community. There's no need to be shy about it. You're not you're doing something legal. You're doing something impactful. You're giving value. So don't be shy about it. Okay. So that's it. So yes, so beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for this amazing session tonight. I want to thank you guys for waiting this long. This is 2 hours, 55 minutes. I never knew we were going to spend this long, but I believe we've been able to learn something and get something all through this session. So if you've learned something, I want you to, you could go on Facebook, on Twitter, on WhatsApp, or you could send personal messages to the groups you're on, or send personal messages to both myself and Orifunke Lawal, and then, and tell us about the amazing things you've learned in tonight's webinar. Tonight was very good, and I'm glad to have you here tonight. Once again, I want to say thank you to Orifunke Lawal. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for everything. I really do appreciate you. So thank you, guys. See you guys tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Believe you me, tomorrow is going to be amazing. It's going to be super amazing. Believe you me. I tell you, I'll be there. Kehinde Emmanuel will be there. Chris Annie will be there. Believe you me, tomorrow I'm there to learn and as well to get as much information. So see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourself. So good to have you. Orifunke, thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.
Bye.
Guys. Bye.